Hi. I clicked the wrong button before and I was talking to you, but you couldn't hear me or anything because, yeah, I had clicked the wrong button. Hey, I'm here. It's Friday. I had big debates today about what game we were going to play. And I wound up deciding to play Hercule Poirot. Hang on. The first cases. Guys, all of that noise that you're hearing from the microphone, it's all my fault. I want to tell you why. It's because I'm a dum-dum. See this cute thing? It's super cute, right? Well, it also weighs like a bajillion ounces. And I had it hanging on here. No, wait, I do definitely hear weird sounds. Hang on. Okay, where are the weird sounds coming from? What have I accidentally done to cause weird sounds? Okay, hang on. Okay. I no longer hear weird sounds. So I don't know if that... Hang on a second. I keep trying to test if the weird sounds are coming from a particular place, and I keep accidentally not testing the right thing. Okay, I think it is definitely my... Okay, do you guys hear a thumping noise? I hear a thumping noise. Where is that thumping noise coming from? Is it part of the game music? Oh, hang on. Oh, this thing on when I didn't want it. Okay. Alright, this seems fine to me. This also seems fine to me. I think I'm a dummy and I had two audios playing at the same time without realizing it. Shaking my head. Anyway, yeah, so I had this thing hanging. I thought this thing was so cute and I liked looking at it, but it was on my microphone stand and it weighs a lot. So if I would move my mic at all, this thing would swing around, causing all kinds of, you know, noise. Thumping and just like the bad kind of noise that your microphone picks up when it's moving. Why am I so silly? I can just put it on a shelf right there and then I'll see it all the time and it'll be just as cute. And now it doesn't interfere with the microphone constantly. So, has anyone played Hercule Poirot, The First Cases? And I don't mean that as an existential question. I know people have played it. I mean, has anyone here who's willing to talk about it, has anyone here played it? Anyway, I think that I tried to play it several years ago. Based on the fact that there's a continue button here. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. Hang on. This continue button right here is what I'm talking about. I feel like I might have started a game several years ago and then not really gotten very far and gave up and left. So but I'm a new person now. I'm a completely changed person. First of all, it may be long enough ago that all of my cells have replaced themselves. It wasn't. I think that's every 7 years, but anyway. But the point is we're going to play this as if it's a brand new game that we've never played before. And I am going to know ahead of time that this is going to take a long time. It's not going to be done in a single stream. And they're taking breaks for mental health is a valid way to move through life. So we're not going to have any temper tantrums during Hercule Poirot, the first cases. None. Not a single one. Although I did just read on a Reddit post, I was trying to figure something out that wasn't working. It turns out it was just that I was impatient. But anyway, while I was looking into the thing that I thought wasn't working, I saw a Reddit post where they were like, the controls are super janky, blah, 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 blah. Oh. We all know that that's a recipe for me to get upset for no goddamn reason. Okay, so what we're hoping is that I don't get upset. Is this music so quiet? Oops, no, I didn't want to start. Look at that, I was in chapter 2. Okay, hang on, escape. Main menu. Yes, I want to return to the main menu. I was just trying to hear the music. Okay, so there's music. There's dialogue. Oh, if it's voice acted, I'm going to be the most happy camper that ever camped. There are not a lot of options here. We can change the language and the voice language. We can put subtitles on, obviously. We can change the music and dialogue volume and sound effects volume. I assume that's like walking around and whatnot. We can adjust the resolution and switch from full screen to something else. We have deduction hints on because we are no longer going to be that person who is like, I'm so good, I don't need hints. Yes, you need hints. Stop it. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to finish my glass of water. I'm going to run an ad right now. I'm going to go pee. When I come back from those things, we will start this game. I'm practicing a thing where I am manually controlling when my ads happen. Wish me luck. I am not convinced that I will successfully do this. Okay. So, I will be back in approximately 3 minutes. Honestly, I think that the better flow for that would be to run the first one at 55 minutes in. But I didn't think of that until after I already had clicked the button. So I'm learning how to do this. You guys, I'm learning. I just want there not to be pre-rolls for people. If somebody...
The little gray cells have done well today.
Was that, like, excessively loud? That sounded excessively loud to me. Let me check on little gray cells. Oh no. What? Could do with like minus 20%. Yep. Same, agreed. I've got Yzma is also gonna end up being super loud in here. Oh shoot. Okay, some of these might be... Okay. We'll have to play it by ear. Okay, I reduced it by 20. You know, something... What was... I reduced it in the wrong spot. Okay, I reduced it. It's been reduced. Okay, so Jodlers, this is exactly what I'm saying, is that you see this continue button. Well, I accidentally clicked it earlier when I was because I didn't realize it was highlighted. And it turns out that continue button brings us into chapter 2. So I've obviously played this game before. But I don't know, man. We'll see. We're going to start a new game, obviously. We're not just going to leap in chapter 2. But yes, this is definitely one of those games where you're like, oh, I bought this game ages and ages and ages ago and then never really gave it a fair shake. Here's the thing. I have Death on the Nile and the other one, Orient Express, that I am so excited to play. I've been thinking of starting up streaming just to get some excuse to work through my game library. Jodlers, it's a double-edged sword, I gotta tell you. Yes, but also, then you get a game and you go, well, this game would be perfect for stream, and then you don't play it. Games you really want to play, you don't play because you're like, well, I should play this on stream, and like, there's only so many hours in the day, and you can only stream for so long. Yada da 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 da. It is absolutely a double-edged sword. But anyway, Orient Express and Death on the Nile are two games that I have in my library that I'm really wanting to play, but I was like, I should play this one first. And watch the game mechanics not even be remotely the same. Like, I was thinking, we'll play this as a primer so that, because what I do not want is to try to play Death on the Nile and be mad the whole time because the game mechanics are unfamiliar to me. And because they're unfamiliar to me, I'm making mistakes, but I'm mad about the mistakes, so I get mad at the game. You know how it is. Okay, anyway, we're going to start our new game now. Warning, story data already exists. Starting a new game will reset. Yes, start a new game. Press F to view a list of character profiles relating to the characters you... Okay. It's going to be one of those where maybe I don't read all the instructions that pop up on the screen. I guess we are one of these newly enlisted police officers. This is early days of Poirot, before he's Poirot that we know from the books. We're part of the Brussels Police Department. This is just giving us kind of a peek into how the game mechanics work with this whole mind map thing. Local pickpocket gang caught red-handed. I'm assuming that's us. I'm assuming that's Poirot in that book. Police sting operation sees jewel bandits apprehended. Shay did such a perfect job that pretty much no other acceptable Poirot at this point. Agreed. I have listen, I love the films, but I'm like, it's not my David Suchet Poirot. But Brana does a very, very good job, I think. Police force apologizes as commanding officer states the young officer involved defied orders. Oh no, there's a scandal. We missed it. There was a scandal. Recently transferred from the Brussels police force, Officer Poirot promises to be equitable and fair in his verdict when judging this year's all-important Garden of the Season award. Okay, hang on. Shootout. I was gonna read whatever our scandal was, but it just went away. I don't know if we have access to look at that. I hope. But anyway, we were involved in some kind of scandal, and now we've been transferred to like some backwoods nowhereville. I guess that's upsetting for our career. Turning the volume up a bit for myself. Let me know if the volume's too low.
Oh, thank goodness. Officer, please, come quickly.
Okay.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. How can I...
It has become a madhouse. Madame has been shouting and cursing all morning. I've never seen her so angry. But what great luck to happen upon you.
Okay.
Please, try to remain calm. First, may I ask your name?
Her name's Elizabeth. Can't you read? I'm so funny.
We don't have time for that. Please, hurry.
Okay. We have hurried. We are at Madame's house. Prologue. The bracelet. All right, here we go.
Mademoiselle, now we are here, I must insist on your name before I can continue any further. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
Maybe
I am Elizabeth, but it is the maidservant that we must consider. Forgive me, officer, but are you new to the area?
Okay, we were definitely in the settings, and there is no auto move the text forward, right? Like, we have to physically click. Actually, that's probably good, because you know how many times we've come to a place where we wanted to chat about it, and they kept talking and talking, and we were like, no, stop! Okay. Complaint rescinded. Does not count as a tantrum.
I stand out so obviously.
I mean no offense, only I have not seen you before. This is a small town, and you learn everyone's faces very quickly.
Very observant of you, mademoiselle. I was recently posted here from the city, and a good thing I'm here now. Let us get to the bottom of this madness you speak of.
It doesn't count, Chadlers. I mean, go ahead and click it, I guess. Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. Talking to characters is essential when gathering evidence. Basic questions are flagged with the question icon. Use the right mouse button on the question to pose it to Elizabeth. Poirot says, okay, so now the last thing we said was very observant of you, blah, blah, blah. And then here's a question I can ask. Ah, gotcha. Tell me what caused you to become so agitated. Right. Correct. The left mouse button. Thank you, Jadlers. You know, Jadlers, that might be why I never can parry in a game. Like, the number of times that I go to parry and, like, do a roll instead, or, you know, put my gun away or start reloading. I'm trying to figure out where my mic needs to be so that I like what it sounds like. Okay, anyway, tell me what has caused you to become so agitated.
There has been a theft at the house.
Okay.
Then I am exactly where I should be, n'est-ce pas?
Okay, we get to read some of it. Noted. So we can ask one of two questions, or we can ask all of them. Let's find out. You can ask questions with the question icon in any order. Okay, they don't go away if we don't ask it first. Helpful. Use your mouse to choose your desired topic. Try asking Elizabeth more until you have all that you need. Okay, this is the game saying don't forget to exhaust all your discussion options. Although I think you can't leave a conversation till you have exhausted it. So the game is saving me from my own bad habits. Do you have a list of all the items that have been taken?
It is only one of Mademoiselle Angeline's most valuable bracelets, taken from her room.
Then its safe return is of the utmost importance.
Does the house have any suspicions as to whom is responsible? Yeah, house. What's your opinion on this, house? I know they meant household. I know.
Madame Van den Bosch, the lady of the house, believes Fleurette is behind it.
And you doubt Madame's theory?
I'm afraid I do. I know Madame is confident of Fleurette's guilt, but she wouldn't do such a thing. Surely a burglar is responsible, as Mademoiselle believes.
Wait, what? Oh, never mind. I realized that the question we didn't ask we are not allowed to ask is, do you have any other suspects? But I bet she would have said, surely a burglar, blah, blah, blah. So it's okay. I don't think we locked any doors behind ourselves. We weren't like walking around burning bridges, throwing matches over our shoulders and burning little bridges everywhere we went. I hope.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Okay. Guys, I need to stop taking my hand off the mouse. This is a game where I need to have my hand on the mouse the whole time. The whole time. Investigate the grounds for evidence of an intrusion. Poirot is thinking. See, here's a thought bubble. Mademoiselle Elizabeth believes a burglary is behind the bracelet's disappearance. If that is the case, there will no doubt be a sign of intrusion on the grounds. Whenever Poirot uncovers an interesting area of investigation, an objective is launched. Here you can see all the evidence relating to your very first objective. Using the mouse to move your cursor, try highlighting each piece of evidence to see Poirot's interpretation of them. Okay. Guys. What? The whole page. Okay. The page moves my mouse. Wait, no. What? Whatever. We're going to highlight one of them. Elizabeth reported the theft. It's not often you see such crimes committed here. This could be my chance to solve a real case. How self-serving of us. Stolen bracelet. If it's such a valuable piece, if it is such a beloved piece, it must be worth a great deal. That's not necessarily true. I could have sentimental value. Unknown culprit. There seems to be conflicting ideas of who's behind the missing bracelet. Okay, and can we highlight her as well? Elizabeth. She appears all afluster, and yet still acts in a cordial and respectful manner. Okay, so I guess we exit this. It's time to find some more evidence. Elizabeth mentioned an intruder, so let's start with the gravel path. Using left mouse button to explore and interact, try finding clues they may have left on the path itself. You can zoom in and out using the scroll button. Okay, Perfect. So we'll zoom out. And then muddy footprints. Okay, so we click on this and we can go investigate it. Cool. Okay, sorry. He thought it, but he's not telling us what he thought. Well, 2 sets lead away from the house. Only 1 muddy set returns. Rather hastily, it seems. Okay. What else on this path can we... Every inspection you make adds evidence to the appropriate place. Press R to view your active objectives. You can do this anytime as you explore each scene. Okay, and the game is like pretty insistent that I do it. The bracelet. Okay, right. What is going on here? Oh, it's highlighted. Okay. Investigate the grounds for evidence of an intrusion. Open your current objective using the left mouse button. Oh, sorry. I should have just read the instructions at the top. Notice that you have some new evidence on your mind map. Roll over the muddy footprints to see Poirot's interpretation of them. Muddy footprints. While 2 sets lead away from the house, only 1 muddy set returns. Rather hastily, it seems. Okay, so what's the impression? Front of house. There's certainly enough space on the property, but I couldn't reside here in the country forever. Poirot is a city guy, I guess. This is only part of the picture. You'll need to explore more of the garden to find out the true nature of what happened. Press right mouse button to backtrack and return to the scene. Okay, we have to backtrack out twice. Okay, gotcha. So we need to keep looking. Here's the lawn. Okay, next try searching the lawn. There must be something there that helps. Explain. And then here is some water. So click here.
Oh.
This morning's shower must have been heavier than I thought. An intruder stepping here would surely leave evidence elsewhere. Okay, you now have enough evidence to make your first deduction. Access your first objective using R. Okay. Click on this. Notice that the chain link icon has been updated. This number will increase as you find enough evidence to make more deductions. Begin by highlighting the waterlogged patch. Okay, here it is. This morning's shower, blah, 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 blah. Oh, right. Notice that Poirot has posed a question as part of his interpretation of the waterlogged patch. Let's help him resolve this by providing an answer. Does this feel like a Sesame Street kind of level of tutorial? Maybe let's help him resolve this by providing an answer. I guess it is more fun to have it be personalized, like we're helping Poirot, rather than just be like, click here, then click here, then click here, you know? So I guess I'm happy with this. Use left mouse button on this piece of evidence to start linking. So we link the waterlogged patch to the muddy footprints, because if someone stepped in the waterlogged patch, their footprints will be muddy. Next, use dragging the mouse to highlight the muddy footprints. Notice Poirot's interpretation as you do, and press left mouse button to complete the link. So, waterlogged patch. This morning's shower must have been heavier than I thought. An intruder stepping here would surely leave evidence elsewhere. Muddy footprints. While 2 sets lead away from the house, only 1 muddy set returns rather hastily, it seems. Wait, they didn't change anything. Those are the same observations he had.
What a revelation.
Okay. Yay! It seems the muddy footprints are the result of earlier rain. Listen, I know that future cases get much more complicated than this, which is why I am, now that I'm playing this, I'm remembering that it gets tougher as you go along. It's not always like, hey, here's some mud and some muddy footprints. I wonder if they're connected. It's not always this obvious. Well done. You just made your first deduction. Linking evidence gives you new evidence to use in your investigation. In this case, you've also unlocked a new action as represented by the speech icon. Press right mouse button to return to the objective screen. Okay. Unlocked actions are summarized next to each objective. In this case, Elizabeth can provide more information about the footprints. Go talk to her about your findings. So yeah, now I have talked to Elizabeth as a new task over on the left-hand side there. Unlocked actions are summarized next to each objective. In this case, oh wait, yeah, okay, same thing. So here we go. We're gonna go over and talk to her. The game is pretty.
Of course, officer. How
This
can
is
I
a
help?
pretty game. The footprints on the path are fresh today. Do you know who they belong to?
One set must be mine, leaving to find you. The other set must be Florette's. She was caught in the rain this morning.
Well, that explains the hurried, scuffled nature of the prints.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Okay, we keep on searching. This is just the beginning. There's so much more to uncover. Try exploring the rest of the garden, collecting evidence and making deductions until you're able to solve your first objective. Remember, you can use R to view your objectives and related actions at any time. Okay, so it's there's a little prompt there. We need to inspect the garden further. Got it. On it. Let's go. Okay, hang on. Oh, we zoom in and out. We drag. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Poirot. I didn't mean for you to go look at that. I'm trying to see if I can drag the page around. No, I cannot. So I have to physically walk to a thing if I want to look at it. Here's some overgrown grass we can look at. There are no signs of trampling, but it is a shame to see a lawn so unkempt. Poirot's so fastidious and judgy. Look at this little garden. Let's go over to here. If there's anything here we can look at. Ooh, a ladder. Judging by the condition of this ladder, I wouldn't trust it with my weight. Perhaps a braver man than I perched this elsewhere against the roof. Perhaps. Okay, there's nothing to look at here. Let's go look at the other side of the garden. Okay, it's walled off on this side, so definitely this has... Yeah, so this is all walled off. We can't... Wait, open window? What?
Huh.
It's an impossible climb to reach it unassisted. The ledge beneath it appears rather precarious. How did I see an open window from... Okay. Hang on a second. Would I have seen that open window with my own eyeballs? Okay, potentially, yes. Okay. Game, you are forgiven. Let's go check out that side door. Is it locked or unlocked? Oh, it appears to be rusted shut. If these cobwebs are anything to go by, it hasn't been unlocked in some time. Perhaps they entered another way. And then lastly, was there anything in the, could we click on the gazebo in any way? There's a quote on a plaque. Let's go take a look.
Aha.
A touching extract taken from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, expertly carved on a plaque. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Or swear at sight, for I ne'er saw a true beauty till this night. Okay, I feel like that's... Let me see if we can draw any new deduction. Alright. I don't feel like this overgrown grass is extremely relevant right now. The side door is rusted shut. I don't think anybody could open it. There's a wooden ladder and an open window that might have a connection.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I love how the the little asides that Poirot says are like so extremely Poirot. I've found no practical or logical way for someone to have reached the window. Perhaps another means of entry was attempted? Okay, so I like this because it's like, no, that ladder is not... You wouldn't want to try that ladder. But by making this connection, we've eliminated this as a possibility. Which I like. Okay. Okay, well, what's this about the intruder didn't use the path? I can strike the path off my list of potential access points. There must be signs of an intruder elsewhere in the ground. Can I talk to her some more? Yeah, the side door was definitely not used. Okay. Overgrown grass. I don't think the overgrown grass has anything to do. Can we talk to Elizabeth again? I'm just trying to see if this... Okay, no.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
I could not help noticing the unkempt lawn. Is there not an employed gardener?
There is, sir. Luke. But he was called away from the house on a personal matter. Rahana, our cook, accompanied him.
With no gardener present, there was no one tending to the lawn this morning, but still no sign of anyone stepping across it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Okay, like, we can pretty much assume that we didn't have an intruder. Because they couldn't have walked along the path because they didn't leave footprints on the path. And they couldn't have trod through the lawn because they didn't leave, like, bent grass in the lawn. The intruder didn't use the lawn or the path. Okay, the intruder didn't use the path because there's no footprints.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Poirot. My apologies. Okay. Okay. There's one more it says I can make another... Sorry. Up in the left corner, it indicates that there's another connection made. Oh, hey. Did this?
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the
Okay, sorry, Poirot, sorry. I can strike the path off my list of potential access points. There must be signs of an intruder elsewhere on the ground. But there isn't signs of an intruder anywhere else on the ground. The whole point. Okay, I am confusion. All right, let's get out of here. There's a link to... Okay, we can look at the front door. I thought that was going to make us go in the front door. There are no signs of tampering or a forced entry. Okay, and now I'm seeing an overgrown trellis that I didn't realize I could click on. Okay. Oh, look, there's so many more things to click on I never clicked on. My bad. Okay. Overgrown trellis. This trellis has been left untouched for quite some time. Okay, flower bed.
Oh.
Such beautiful flowers. I'm glad to see no one carelessly damaged them. I like the way he said, oh. You know what? There's a bench with a carving on it. Goodness gracious, I missed way too many things. Oh, Poirot, you're it's so touching. Okay. A declaration of love has been carved into the bench. L loves E. Clues and evidence are beginning to gather. It would be best that I approach them logically. All right, don't get all excited, Erin. The game is saying. Okay, I cannot do anything with this. And then we will go back over to this side. And now I'm going to be a little bit more thorough with running my mouse over things. All right, let's see if we have any connections. Okay. There are no signs of tampering or a forced entry on the door. This trellis has been left untouched for quite some time. The flower bed was not trampled. The bench carving is, not related to that, but we can talk to Elizabeth about it. Okay, so that's unlocked new dialogue. I don't feel like the intruder had any other way in. Like, neither of the doors look like they've been opened. The ladder was not used. The trellis was not used. Right? Like, it's not been... It doesn't look all damaged from someone climbing up it. There's 2 more links I can make here. Let's talk to Elizabeth and see if that unlocks it.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
I see there's a little romance in this house.
Excuse me, officer?
The carving on the bench. Forgive me, I was not suggesting anything untoward.
Oh, of course not. Yes. I suppose there must be.
Would you know the identity of the mysterious L and E?
I'm afraid not. Perhaps they were old residents. A pair of star-crossed lovers, perhaps. Madame does not allow distracting staff relationships.
Yeah, Elizabeth. Elizabeth. I really don't believe you. Also, look at the face she's making right now. Guilty.
Love is not something that can be harnessed so easily.
That is Madame's rule, and I wouldn't want to be the one that challenges her on it.
Fair enough.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
I mean, has it? No, her assistance isn't the problem. It's my connecting. Okay, so dots to be connected. Okay, I think that the bench carving has to do with her. Oh, we can't click on her though. Okay. What do we have? Does the overgrown trellis and the overgrown grass connect?
Is there something I am not seeing?
There's definitely something we're not seeing, Wahoo. But like you relied on me to be your eyes, so. Oh, is the game like, dude? We were highlighting these for you now because it's taking you way too long. Okay.
Come, my little grey cells.
Okay. There's... These 4 are flashing. The game's like, come on, man, you've got to be able to do this. If the intruder didn't use the path, then they didn't go to the front door.
Order and method. That is the...
Okay. Are the side door and the front door connected?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Poirot, it was a lucky guess. Neither of the external doors have been damaged or show any signs of unwanted visitor. Okay. I tried to connect intruder didn't use the path with intruder didn't use the lawn before, didn't I? Oh no, I tried to connect it with muddy footprints.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Okay, I'm getting a better idea of what it is you want me to be connecting. I could not find signs of an unwanted visitor in the garden. Did someone cover their tracks? Okay. So we have no unlawful access through the garden. And we have no forced entry. Okay. And no scaled access. So that leaves like the only way to access would be like to have been invited in. What we're figuring out. We have one more connection we can make. Like, I almost want to feel like I want to connect no scaled access, no forced entry, and no unlawful access. Like, to show that there's no... Okay, hang on. Does this connect to this?
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I could not find any sign of an unlawful entry into the house. Will I find signs of an intrusion elsewhere in the grounds? Okay. Then I can connect no unlawful entry with no unlawful access through the garden.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Dude, I'm so glad you didn't doubt yourself because I was full of doubts. With no obvious signs of a burglar, perhaps I should be looking at those inside for answers. Now I can talk to Elizabeth again. This is not the start I was expecting. There are no signs of an intruder at all. There's something amiss. I must remain vigilant and keep my wits about me. Okay, I will say this. This puzzle mechanic, connecting the dots of things, I like it because a lot of times I think to myself, like, I'm like, no scaled access, no forced entry. Obviously, nobody came in through either of the doors, right? Like, I often jump to the conclusion without going through the process. And this game is like, no, you have to go through the process, right? Like, you have to first say, here's a rickety wooden ladder and an open window. But when I think about those two things together, the ladder is way too rickety for somebody to have actually used it to climb up. Boom, no scaled access. Okay. Here's a side door that's rusted shut and a front door that does not appear to have been tampered with in any way, shape, or form. I'm like, great, they didn't come in through the doors. The game's like, you have to first say to yourself that you have to connect these two thoughts together to say that we didn't come through. You know, and then you go, okay, well, fine. So now we know that they definitely didn't come in the house, right? And it's like, no, you still have to talk about how they didn't use the lawn or the path. You still have to connect those, you know what I mean? So everything has to be connected together individually first, or you can jump ahead to the final conclusion. As a jump aheader, this is obviously going to be my biggest struggle point with playing the game, right? Because every time I get to this stage, I'm going to be like, none of these things need to connect together. I already know what they mean, but it's like, no, you don't. Or you do, but you have to connect them first. It's almost like if I was like, oh yeah, I want to make some light purple paint. And I have red, blue, yellow, black, and white, right? And I'd be like, oh yeah, red, blue, and white will make light purple. And the game's like, no, first you have to make red and blue equals purple. then you can say purple plus white equals light purple, or whatever color you were going to do, right? Or like if you were like, I'm going to make lime green, so I'm going to use a small amount of blue and a lot of yellow. And the game's like, no, first you have to use equal parts of blue and yellow, and then you have to add more yellow. That is how you are allowed to do this. So it's good for me because it forces me to have to do to actually show my work. Possible inside job. With no obvious signs of a burglar, perhaps I should be looking at those inside for answers. We now can talk to Elizabeth about this. And over in the corner there, we got a little check mark saying, okay, move on to the next thing. So talking to Elizabeth is what's next. Congratulations! You completed your first objective and earned a collectible, accessible from the main menu. For now, continue your investigation by asking Elizabeth for permission to enter the house.
I have conducted my initial inspection of the house and grounds. It is now necessary for me to speak with those in the house.
Of course. Thank you, officer. I'm sure Madame Van den Bosch will be happy to hear the police are investigating.
I suspect there will be someone inside who will not be as pleased. Alright, so we can now go inside? Yes. The button, the icon has changed from look at to use door. I presume this is the lady of the house. She holds quite a presence and, from what Mademoiselle Elizabeth has said, she is not one to be on the wrong side of. I must talk with her before beginning my search. Okay, so we don't want to make her angry because it could be bad for our career.
Who are you? You are not the commanding officer I requested.
She's got a real crusty look on her face.
No, dear madame, I am Officer Hercule Poirot. I can assure you that...
This will simply not do. I sent Elizabeth to bring me a competent lawman.
And that is what she has brought, madame. Now, I would like to continue my investigation.
Okay. I understand a bracelet has gone missing. I've been informed that you believe you have caught the culprit. You do not believe there was an intruder in the house. All right. Let's go through them in order.
You understand correctly. It is my daughter's bracelet. It is a rather expensive piece.
Okay. Ma'am.
And valuable to your daughter, no doubt. It was a gift.
Yes, it was from her late father, my husband, the Viscount, and it has not gone missing. It was stolen.
I've been informed that you believe you've caught the culprit.
I do not believe so. I know so. It was Florette, the maidservant. I knew I could not trust her.
Okay.
And why is that?
Because I don't. I do not need to explain myself any further, especially to a measly officer.
Well, she's sure pleasant and lovely. I'm enjoying our interaction so far. You do not believe there was an intruder in the house?
Don't be ridiculous. I have told you who is guilty. If there had been a break-in, surely it would be your job to stop them.
Surely it would, ma'am.
If it was the case, of course, madame. Although I cannot predict a burglar's movement.
Can you imagine?
Perhaps then you have proved me right, and you aren't the competent officer I require.
Okay, so she's basically saying somebody broke in and... sorry. The maid stole it. Because if the maid hadn't been the one to steal it, then it would have been a burglar, and you would have caught them before they did the burglary, so they would never have done the burglary. Which makes perfect sense, and I have no notes. Never have I met someone so adamant that they don't require help from the police. Her accusation against the maid is rather questionable. There must be more to the story, and it is my duty to uncover it.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
Have you, though? Okay. We have a new mind map unlocked for inside the house, I'm guessing. Madame Van den Bosch was so quick to accuse the maidservant Florette. I wonder if this hasty accusation hides behind a deeper reason. Okay, so here we have Madame Van den whatever her name was. I've already forgotten. Sandra. Cassandra dismisses burglary, so she doesn't think a burglary happened. She's accusing Fleurette. However, there is no glaring evidence to suggest it. She has reiterated what Elizabeth told me earlier, that this is for sure a theft. I don't want to get on her bad side. Okay. Main hall. I can imagine this was once a beautiful entrance to a grand home. Okay, so I think we have to search the main hall. Each time you meet a new character, you'll unlock their character profile. Press F to view a list of everyone you've met so far. Okay. Cassandra Van den Bosch. Elizabeth Paget. Use left mouse button on your desired character from the list to view their associated character profile. I'd only had to just hover over it. I didn't need to press anything. Oh, if I press something, will there be more? Hang on. Oh, wow, there is way more. Okay. Character profiles are expanded as you play through the prologue and main story. Oh, they come back. Characters come back. Press right mouse button to backtrack when you're ready. Okay, so... Oh, I didn't really want to backtrack. I actually wanted to read this without the text over it. Madame Van den Bosch, the lady of the house. She's abrupt and snobbish. She is hesitant to help me in my investigation, already placing the blame on the young maidservant Fleurette. I can see a challenge persuading her of anything other than what she already believes. And then we've got, if there were documents, they'd be here. If there were actions, they'd be here. If there were items, they'd be here. If we discovered any secrets, they'd be here. If we knew any connections, they'd be here. And the facts are here. And we have Cassandra accused Fleurette. Okay. And for Elizabeth Paget, Mademoiselle Elizabeth is a young, well-mannered girl that obviously cares a great deal about her friend and fellow member of the staff, Fleurette. She's happy and optimistic, and I believe may be of great help in my investigation. Again, no documents, actions, items, no secrets, no connections, but we do have some facts. She reported the theft to us. It's not often you see such crimes committed here. This could be my chance to solve a real case. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. There's like a weird mark on the floor here. I can't tell if it's like a shadow or a stain or what.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Okay.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
You have been not remotely helpful, madame. Okay, so we can look around us again, I guess. A collection of books. Okay. Some of the greatest authors and novels throughout history. So, like, the walls have these like watermarks all over them. Okay. Can't go there. There's a coat here. There's nothing in particular about this coat, but what is this in the pocket? Hidden inside the coat pocket, although fairly plain, it is still an attractive item of jewelry. I wonder if it holds a special significance. Okay, so this is just it's not just a ring, but it's not the bracelet. The gold band, can I look at it more? No, just can notice it. Okay. Yeah, like we can't like rotate it or anything. Okay. How about over here? This is neat how the post that holds up some of the stairs but also acts as a little table. That's kind of cool. A portrait of a gentleman. A rather impressive portrait, I must say. Okay. Got a portrait. There's a flask here, paper, a telephone. Huh. It does not seem to be working. Why would a house of this size be without a working telephone? An auction crate. Various art pieces have been packed and addressed to the auction house. I assume Madame did this. On the floor can't be clicked. Okay, and that would take me outside. So let's talk to her about what we've discovered so far in this hall.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Yeah, it's my time to waste, ma'am. I couldn't help but admire the handsome monsieur on the portrait, in the portrait on the wall.
And what is your point?
May I ask of the subject?
You may not. Honestly, your prying is getting on my last nerve.
Look at her face. She's not happy. Okay.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
We couldn't ask her about the ring or anything else. Let me see if we can make any connections here. Okay. There's a collection of classic novels. There's the auction crate. There's the telephone beat not working. There's the portrait of a gentleman. There's she won't tell us who it is. And there's the gold band. Okay. Can we connect the broken telephone to the... Oh, no, there's no links right now. Okay, never mind. Never mind, no links. Should we go outside and talk to Elizabeth again? Okay. Who's in that portrait?
Mademoiselle Elizabeth, I hope you are feeling less distressed now. I can assure you I shall find the guilty party and the bracelet.
Thank you, officer. Yes. All I want is for Florette to be heard.
Bien sûr. Rest assured she will get the fair trial she deserves. I wonder if you could help me with some questions regarding the house.
Okay.
Of course. Whatever I can do to help.
Okay, so
Merci, mademoiselle.
Okay, I must be able to explore more of the house than just the hall. Okay. Like, the lady is not happy to see me, but I guess I can just go around her house. Oh, she's not stopping me. It's locked. Sobbing can be heard inside. I assume Madame has taken the law into her own hands. Fabulous. So she's kidnapped and is holding her, she's holding her, whatever, Florette, housemaid, maid, servant, whatever, hostage. So fabulous. A rose and a cross arrow symbol adorns the door, perhaps a signal of forbidden love. Come, my little gray cells, let us solve this mystery. Okay, so here's another door. Searching the kitchen is not essential to my current investigation. Okay, but we can come over here and say, hey, are you holding your maidservant hostage, ma'am?
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Would you permit me to enter the lounge?
Only if you are prepared to take Florette away.
It is an offense to incarcerate someone without suitable proof of misdeeds. I must question Mademoiselle Florette to gather her version of events.
If you will not do your duty and lock her up, then I must. She shall remain there, and I, the key holder, until she is led from the room in handcuffs.
Wow.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
Okay, can we go up the stairs? Yeah. Okay. Up here, what have we got? Anything to look at? Oh, look. There's like a spot where a painting has been removed.
Oh.
There has obviously been something previously hanging in this position. Was it stolen, I wonder? Okay, so this is the room with the open window based on the floor plan. This must be the scene of the crime. I was expecting to find clues not who I must assume is the daughter. I can only hope she has not tampered with the scene. Let's talk to her. Angeline.
What do you think you're doing in here? Who let you in?
Mademoiselle Angeline, I presume. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
An officer of the law? But what are you doing here? Don't you need to be chasing down the burglar?
Your bracelet has gone missing. It is only correct. I speak with all members of the house and investigate the scene of the crime.
Ah, if we must.
Merci. I will attempt to take up as little of your time as possible.
Why don't you begin by telling me what has happened?
Some rat stole my bracelet this morning. Even though it's clear someone has broken in, Maman refused to listen and blamed Florette.
Okay.
You sound very convinced it was taken by someone from outside of the house.
My window was open when I returned. How else can you explain that?
Okay, that's actually interesting. The bracelet in question, it must have been of particular value to justify such a daring burglary.
It is of great value. Money was no object to father.
Okay, but see this broken piece of the molding here? And there's water damage all over the place downstairs. And there's paintings missing. And they're sending stuff off for auction. Money may have been no object to your father, but it seems to have become an object.
It was a gift from your father. I can only assume it holds great value to you also.
Of course it does. What a silly thing to say. It's a good thing Maman had it insured with the others.
Oh, it's insured. Right, but if the housemaid steals it and you get it right back from her, then who cares if it's insured? You're not going to be able to do insurance fraud that way. Okay, maybe that's not got anything to do with it. Okay, I'm trying to understand how someone could have entered and exited your room unnoticed.
It must have been while I was down at breakfast with Elizabeth. She was with me all morning.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth was with you until you discovered the bracelet was missing?
She was. She woke me up later than usual. I washed and dressed, and we went down to the lounge for breakfast.
Okay, cool.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Cool. May I look around? Oh, I guess not. May I look around your room? I was about to say. This is where the bracelet in question was last seen. I must investigate the crime scene thoroughly, leaving no stone unturned. In Angeline's bedroom. Okay, well, so let's go. Let's start over here with the open window.
Oh.
The frame is noticeably cracked. Furthermore, the internal latch shows it has been opened from the inside, and rather forcefully, I must add. Okay, that's... Okay. Oh, okay. I actually need to take a break, check two things, and also I noticed that my nose is getting stuffy, and so there's an allergies situation that I need to deal with. I am going to run an ad while I do that, and I will be back post haste. I will leave you on this scene of Poirot looking out the window. And I think there will be some nice music also. So I will be right back. All right. Thank you so much for being patient while I was messing around. I got myself a coffee and I took some allergy meds, and we'll see how that works out. I also blew my... you didn't need to know that, but I did. Okay, we might have some potential connections to make. So the game definitely wants us to talk to Cassandra again and to talk to Elizabeth, so we can find out why she accused Fleurette so hastily. And we also have stuff about the crime scene here. So we haven't fully investigated the crime scene, so let's get back to work. Oh, there's a photograph of a gentleman here. I'm assuming same deal, same guy as downstairs. This gentleman is the same one from the hallway. Judging by the cracked glass, it must have been recently dropped. Oh no. Yeah, there's like a little book on the floor, but we can't look at that. There's an abandoned poker. What's this got to do with anything? Excuse me. It has been left out, oddly not replaced in its stand. The ending has a hooked spike. What further use could it have? Okay, so I'm assuming when they say what further use, they mean beyond being a fireplace poker, what else could you do with it? Oh, there's a jewelry box here. This must be where the bracelet was. This must be where the piece in question has disappeared from. So many beautiful pieces remain. Yeah, it's weird that only one piece of jewelry was stolen if that's the kind of theft that it is. Oh, there's a cleaning rag over here? Oh, it's left here on the top of the dresser. It says it's covered in black powder. It would not be too much of an assumption to think that this has come from dealing with the fireplace. Okay, so we've got the fireplace over here. Look, like, is that a chip? You know what I'm saying? And like, here's like a chip in the plaster too. Yeah, like the place is in disrepair. Okay, the fireplace we can look at. I just was still on the other thing, so that's why it wouldn't let me. This must keep the room rather snug on a cold evening. And then there's some stuff here. Okay, there's a rectangular dust recess over on the table on the other side. Something has obviously resided here for some time and only moved recently. Okay. Yeah, and there's another chip in the plaster here. Hello, Miri 28B. Welcome on in. We are playing Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, The First Cases, which is a mouthful of a title. We are still in the prologue. I tend to be a person who rushes through games like this and then gets really frustrated when rushing wasn't the right thing to do. So we are taking our time this time so that we don't have any crash outs. But like, what we're noticing right now is that this is a very fancy house, but it seems to be in a lot of disrepair. There's some broken plaster over here. There's a chip in the fireplace over here. I was just noticing some broken plaster here. There's a break in the window, like, casing over here. I think this might be the wood that was there. Not sure. Oh, there's some broken glass on the ground that we didn't see yet. Here, like, there's the floor has some damage to it here. So what has happened is that somebody ran up to us on the street and said, help, help. The lady of the house is going crazy. Or, like, she's upset. They didn't say going crazy. She's so upset. They did mention madness. She's really upset because a bracelet has gone missing and she's convinced that a particular servant has stolen it. And we are here investigating things. We investigated outside and it doesn't look like anyone broke in. So we can't see how a burglar could have broken in. We're not necessarily convinced that the housemaid did it though. And we are now searching the room of the girl, Angeline, whose bracelet is the missing bracelet in question.
Huh.
Rather irresponsible and dangerous to leave it in this state, whether one is in a rush or not. Yeah, but if one got immediately detained, the task is to find out what happened to the bracelet. So we could be finding the bracelet, or we could be finding the culprit, or we could be finding a combination of. I believe I have found everything here that can help me uncover the truth. Perhaps I must consider what exactly these clues mean. So Erin, me, has the following to say about this broken glass. If the person whose job it is to clean up broken glass is locked up in the lounge downstairs because the owner of the house is convinced that she stole a bracelet and locked her up, that would explain why the glass has not yet been cleaned up. Like Poirot's like, some kind of sloppy somebody to leave glass on the floor. People aren't leaving glass on the floor on purpose, Poirot. Okay. Everything I've highlighted, so I've highlighted everything, and the game says it's time to make some connections. So let's go into so this is the mind map world of part of the game. In the mind map part, you have to look at each of these little nodes here and see if any of them connect to any others in a way that helps you draw a conclusion. So this is like jumping to conclusions, except you have to take baby steps to conclusions. Okay, so the valuables are insured, she mentioned, and that's information that's important. I wonder if the valuables being insured can be connected to, like, I'm trying to make a connection between the fact that the house isn't, he hasn't noticed the house is in disrepair yet. The only thing he's noticed is the missing painting. And the auction crate. Okay. Talk to Cassandra and Elizabeth. That's the lounge door. It's locked. Strange symbol. A rose and crossed arrow symbol is carved into the locked door. If my knowledge serves me correctly, it's a reference to the great William Shakespeare. Ooh, there's a Shakespeare quote on this plaque, so maybe these two things connect. Magnifique. It seems someone in the house has a keen interest in the works of William Shakespeare. Yay, okay. And then we have a collection of classic novels, which maybe connects to the interest in Shakespeare. Fingers crossed.
I must act on thought and fact, not on impulse.
Ugh, Poirot, you're killing me. Okay. Anyway, someone has an interest in Shakespeare. We discovered something. There's one more. The symbol up in the upper left corner tells us there's one more link we can make with information we have in front of us. Okay. Does the auction crate have anything to do with valuables being insured? No, I don't think that would, right? Maybe the missing painting.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Shoot.
Perhaps a second look at...
Okay, sorry. Oh, the portrait of a gentleman and the photograph in her room. Oh, no, never mind. Hang on. Oh. Okay, wait. Am I not? Wait, where's Angeline's bedroom in this? I want to connect stuff from her bedroom to the rest of the house. You may not, Erin. You may not. Okay. Maybe that was the problem. Angeline's bedroom. Photograph of a gentleman. Rectangular dust recess. Broken glass. Okay, I think this connects to this.
What a revelation.
It seems the photograph fell on the floor and Angeline replaced it. Okay. We can talk to her about that. We have one more link here. Oop. Sorry. Can we link the cleaning rag to fallen soot?
Is there
okay.
something I
Sorry.
am not seeing?
Is the rectangular dust the photo? Or is it the jewelry box? Like this. It says we should talk to Angeline and Elizabeth to find out that information. But it says there's one more link we could make here. The window was unlocked from the inside, so somebody didn't break in that way. Is a cleaning rag related to the abandoned poker?
I must take a different approach if I am to...
Okay. Is the fallen soot related to the abandoned poker?
Come, my little grey cells. We must think logically.
Okay, now I'm just guessing, and I feel like that's... Maybe leave here, talk to the people, and see if that sheds any light. So we'll talk to Angeline.
The longer you are here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Besides the bracelet, have you noticed anything else missing?
Is one bracelet not enough?
Please, mademoiselle, I only ask that you are sure it is my duty to return your bracelet. I trust you keep track of your jewelry, especially those of such value to you. I'm gonna be nice and say this one. This seems rude.
I have checked everywhere. You can ask Elizabeth if you don't believe me. It is only my bracelet that is missing.
That is highly suspicious.
As I have stated, it is my duty to speak with every member of the house, and I would not want to have discovered a further missing piece later.
Can I assume the photograph was cracked by accident? Okay. So, the fact that one bracelet has been stolen is pretty damning in terms of, like, pinpointing that it's someone in the house versus someone outside. Because I feel like if you went to all the trouble to burgle a house, you might steal, like, wouldn't you just dump everything from the jewelry box into whatever vessel you are using to remove stuff from the house with? Receptacle, bag, sack. Right? Like, you wouldn't be like, let's find the bracelet in here. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. So that's why, like, it seems to point to it being an inside job. Okay, anyway, back to the case. Can I assume the photograph was cracked by accident?
How should I know? I returned to the room and father was face down on the floor. It must have been the burglar.
Okay, so now we know that guy is your
So
father.
It is your father that is the subject.
Isn't he handsome? I remember watching him sit for it. He kept looking across and smiling at me. The artist was getting awfully angry at him.
Right. Right. If you'll entertain my curiosity, would you tell me about your father? I like that.
Maman never wants to talk about him. She says it's too hard, but she acts more like she doesn't even care he's gone.
So, I will say, Angeline, that it is very possible that your mother cares so much that he's gone that she can't even crack open the door on those feelings.
I'm sure that is not the case. It must have been very hard for her, for you both.
I miss him every day. He always knew how to put a smile on my face. I remember how much fun we would have, all three of us.
All three of us.
In the summer, Father and I would play hide and seek while Maman read. She always helped me though whenever it was his turn to hide. I would stand in the gazebo, cover my eyes and count, and when I turned, he was nowhere to be seen. Maman would lower her book and flash a look towards his hiding spot. After I found him, he clapped and cheered as though I had won a gold medal.
He does sound like a really good father. It sounds like they were both very good parents to their young daughter, so that's nice.
When I was hiding, it didn't matter where I was. He could never find me. I always thought I was an expert hider, but when I think back now, I know he was letting me win. He always said my smile was prize enough for him. He always knew just what to say.
I am sure he would want you to be smiling today, even under such circumstances.
Circumstances. Having heard her story, I can begin to see why he is so missed. It is the tragedy, the loss of a loving father and husband. Yeah, it very much
You
is.
have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Gotcha. Okay. So, did that unlock any possible connection points for us in the bedroom? We know this is her father now. Okay. I don't think that did unlock anything else for us to connect. Father. A fine-looking gentleman. The way Angeline spoke of him, I have no doubt he is sorely missed. Yeah, no kidding. And nothing else was taken. Angeline is rather flippant with her belongings, but has not noticed any more disappearances. Should I connect the open jewelry box to the nothing else was taken?
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Oh, hang on. Wait, no. Valuables are insured. Nothing else was taken.
Order and
Oh,
method.
shoot. Okay.
That is the way to solve...
All right. Poirot. Okay. Okay. Comprends. Poirot. Okay. Oh, okay. Now Poirot has gotten so frustrated with us, he's showing us what to connect.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
That does make sense that the frame that's broken might have been broken with the fireplace poker. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. It was forced open, and looking at the poker, I cannot see a delicate way it could have been done. Who would do such a thing, and why? I love when Poirot was like, listen, you are so bad at this. Connect these two dots. I'm Poirot, I'm as bad as Hastings. Okay. So, the window was forced open. The poker did it. The poker in the bedroom with the window. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Someone with the poker in the bedroom is probably how that should go. Okay, so we have no new connections to make here. Let's go back to look at this one, where there is one connection that I still have to make. I have not yet annoyed Poirot enough for him to tell me the answer. Okay. Right. Does the valuables being insured, is that meaningful regarding the auction crate?
I must act on thought and fact.
So if I guess wrong, does it like, yeah, it's removing my wrong guesses. The game's like, you suck at this. Okay, I think we should talk to Elizabeth first rather than make any more wrong guesses. Also, the rectangular dust recess, I think that this photo used to be there. And I think I know what happened with the photo. But I don't want to say just yet. I want to give myself a little moment. So see, like, there's water stains all over the walls and chips everywhere and everything. Like, this is a stately manor that has gone downhill. And I think perhaps the father's absence is why.
Huh.
Searching the bathroom is not essential to my current investigation. Yeah, but I wanted to mark it off my list of things that I could search. So, can I go down the hallway this way? Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought that the stairs just cut off. I'm realizing now that that's because there might be a wall here and that the game is like, well, the wall would be in your way. So we've sheared it right off. Like, see, like stains in the flooring and everything. The house is not in good shape. Is there anything more we can talk to Cassandra about? Or is she just going to be mean to us again?
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Well,
Merci,
I'm
madame.
so
You
glad
have
I
been
did that.
Most helpful.
Okay. Elizabeth. She's outside still. Yes? Elizabeth. Mademoiselle Elizabeth.
Certainly, officer.
There is sobbing coming from behind the locked lounge door.
When I left, Madame was with Florette in there. Surely she would not have locked her in. It must have been an accident.
Elizabeth, have you met Madame?
Madame Vandenbosch should not be deciding her fate. Would you grant me access to speak with her?
I would, sir, but I don't have the key. There is a spare somewhere, though. Oh, how awful, the thought of her locked in there.
Yes, how awful.
Do you have any thoughts as to where I may find it?
I'm sorry. Madame does not trust the staff with such knowledge, even me. Although I did overhear her once say it was hidden somewhere, close to her heart. Whatever that means.
I am filled with sorrow for the young girl trapped in the lounge. But I must admit, I have missed the thrill of solving a good puzzle. Perhaps the countryside is not as tedious as it seems on the surface. Ooh, a puzzle! Where's the key hidden? Poirot! Come on, man! There's a girl literally locked in a room in there. Did you notice anything else missing when you returned?
Now I think of it, I don't recall seeing her memento tin.
Oh, a memento tin. Okay, so it wasn't the photograph that was on the nightstand. It was a memento tin. Memento tin? Could this have been what usually resides on the desk in Mademoiselle's bedroom?
She holds her keepsakes from her father and other gifts or tokens in it. She has such a wonderful collection. She's very lucky. She normally keeps it close, but I didn't see it this morning.
Merci,
Interesting.
mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable. Let's see what we can do by way of actions here. Okay. Two things in here, and I still don't know. Okay. Elizabeth confirmed that there's a spare key, and she said it's close to her. She said it's close to her heart. Okay, what if it's the portrait of the gentleman is hidden?
This will not get
Shit,
me
God
any.
damn it. Okay, fine. I like that I'm up. Like, I feel like Poirot's attacking me when all he's saying is, that wasn't a good connection. Don't do that. Okay, so there are no new connections in here. Something else is missing. Right. She says nothing else was taken, but something else is missing. Why did she say that? Go back here again. Okay. All right, we need to know more about this lady's heart. Go in here. Need to find the key. Madame, I'm going to talk to you again. Don't be mean to me.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
Yes. Have been most helpful. In that you have been not at all helpful. Okay. What? Is there anything heart related in here? Okay. Sorry, I read this previously, but I realize now that I should read it again. A rose and crossed arrow symbol adorns the door, perhaps a signal of forbidden love. Come, my little gray cells, let us solve this mystery. Okay. Hidden inside the coat pocket, although fairly plain, it is still an attractive item. I wonder if it holds significance. I don't know whose coat that is, though. Okay. Look at this painting again. A rather impressive portrait, I must say. I can't do anything and interact with it in it. Okay. So we definitely need to make a connection, I think, because I don't think there's anyone else to talk to. Okay. Ooh, wait. Classic novels. I want to look at the classic novels first. Hang on. Oh, shoot. I clicked in the wrong place. Okay. Some of the greatest authors and novels throughout history. Okay, you can't do anything more to them. Okay. Shoot. Right. So, I thought that the interest in Shakespeare would connect to the collection of classic novels. It didn't, and I don't know why. Elizabeth said Cassandra hid a spare key somewhere close to her heart. I wonder what this could refer to. And I was like, well, the heart. Okay, so we know who the subject is. It's her father. I don't know why we aren't able to make that. Okay. The game wants me to connect missing painting to auction crate. I thought I already did that, but I obviously did not.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Madame is selling a great deal of her collection. Perhaps there's more to this than just redecorating. Yeah, the house is falling apart. Selling heirlooms. Do we think that the telephone not working could be connected to selling heirlooms?
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Okay. Selling heirlooms. Valuables are insured. Let me see if those two connect.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Okay. Here's the thing, Poirot. I need to know how to draw connections so that you will notice the fact that the house is falling down around these ladies. All right. Does the gold band connect to the portrait of a gentleman?
Come, my little gray cells.
I know we must think logically, but I have no idea what you consider logical. Okay. Interest in Shakespeare and the key. Of course!
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Okay, this one I don't think I would have come to that one without the hint. A key is discreet enough to hide almost anywhere, even inside a book. Shut up! I wanted... Can I connect these two? No, I have to talk to Elizabeth. I don't know that I would have made that same... Like, I think we both were at the same conclusion, which was, is the key hidden in a book that was important to her and her husband? They seem to like Shakespeare. Maybe Romeo and Juliet is where the key is hidden. I don't... It's the way he made the connection to get to that I didn't... Like, we just don't think the same, I think. Which is fine. I have come to accept that a lot of times in these games, the path my brain takes and the path the game wanted me to take sometimes diverge, but we end up at the same place in the end. The house contains a great deal of literature. Are you all keen readers?
Madame is the one with the refined taste. Angeline and I are much more partial to a simple love story.
Aren't we all? Romeo and Juliet, the most famous of love stories.
Mm-hmm. The most famous of love stories.
I do enjoy it so. The passion, the romance. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Madame has a copy upstairs in the main hall.
Ah.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
But if everyone's reading, they must all have their own copies, because if everyone's reading her copy, then they'd all know where the key was. Upstairs in the main hall. Off we go. Over here on this desk somewhere then? Is this Romeo and Juliet? No. No? Okay, how about here? Book. Oh, that's a box, not a book. Whoops. Oh. Also, Romeo and Juliet isn't one of these thick books. One of the greatest love stories ever written. I'm glad to see Shakespeare's words are being enjoyed. And here is the key. All right, we've got the key. Okay, shall I connect? Okay, here's the key. I assume I connect it to the locked door. No, I do not. There's no connections to be made. Erin, you are jumping the gun. Elizabeth seems confident the copy of Romeo and Juliet is in the upstairs hall. Inspect the upstairs hall. We did that. Okay. Cool. And also Romeo and Juliet, one of the greatest love stories ever written. I'm glad to see Shakespeare's words are being enjoyed. Got it. Game. Got it. Okay, and okay, we are now moving on. We have to go talk to Fleurette and get her version of events. Hello, Fleurette? Sorry, her name is Fleurette, not Fleurette. Am I able to now unlock the door with the key? Imagine you showed up in my house. Okay, so imagine you showed up in my house and I'm like, listen, I'm not unlocking that door until you agree that you're going to take her away in handcuffs. You're useless and I'm really mad at you and yada, 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 right? And then you snoop around my house till you find the key and you unlock the door.
What exactly
I was like,
do you think you are doing?
how would you react? I'm so glad that the game is like, yes, she will react. And she's pretty pissed about the whole thing. Well, she doesn't look pissed right now. She looks more... She looks like she doesn't know what to think. Like, excuse you? Unlocking a door in my house? What's going on here?
If I am to serve justice, I must be able to reach and talk with young Florette.
Florette.
The girl is guilty and shall pay the price for her crime. I shall see to that. If you wish to listen to her feeble attempts to explain herself, so be it.
If ever a face was haughty, Haughty, this is that face.
Everyone deserves to tell their side of the story, whether a feeble account or not.
Whether a feeble account or not. All right, let's go on in and talk to Florette. Allô, Florette, ça va bien? At last, I am able to speak with the accused and hear her version of events. I still have a number of questions. Perhaps she may hold the answers. Florette, are you here? She's disappeared. She's a ghost. Okay. I don't think the game wants us to do anything. Like, we can't examine anything in the room until we've talked to her. But I do like that the amount of light coming in through the window is like certain things are like somewhat distorted from how bright the light is. I don't know if that's like accidental or on purpose, but I think it's pretty cool. It looks nice. It does look nice. Okay, let's talk to Florette.
Mademoiselle Florette, I presume.
Mademoiselle Florette.
Please, officer. I did nothing wrong. You can't take me away.
Oh, she looks so sad. Poor thing. Don't worry, we're gonna solve the case.
Please relax, my dear. If you have done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But it is my duty to investigate all avenues. Ah bon?
Relax. So you don't think I took the bracelet?
I love the art style when we zoom in on them to chat with them.
As of this moment, I cannot say. But answering my questions honestly will certainly help your case either way.
You are the accused. Why don't you begin by giving me your account of this morning?
I didn't even know it was missing till I got accused of taking it. Madame was so angry. She wouldn't listen to me.
Oh, look, some croissant. Listen, I think we should all take a break and enjoy some croissant. One of my favorite foods. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I'm hilarious. I didn't even know it was missing till... Oh, right.
There must be some reasoning behind her accusation.
How could I have taken it? I've been in town most of the morning. I was even late coming back. Then I was preparing breakfast.
I had to go to town to buy croissant for breakfast. Okay, that was a terrible reenactment of her accent. Everybody erase it from your memories. So much to do. What exactly were you tasked with this morning?
Rihanna the cook is away, so I had to fetch breakfast for the house and prepare it all myself. How does she expect me to do that all on my own?
From what I understand of Madame Van den Bosch, she would not have been best pleased you returned late for breakfast.
No, she would not have.
Not best pleased? I thought she was going to batter me to death with a baguette. I hid in the kitchen,
and then tried to stay out of sight in the lounge until breakfast was over. Didn't want to put my head near her jaws while she was still hungry.
So Madame has like a smidge of a temper, is what we're hearing.
Perhaps a brave move under the circumstances. And you did not go upstairs at all.
Madame was singeing a hole in the back of my apron with her glare. I daren't have moved. I was too scared to blink the wrong way. Never mind stamping upstairs.
In this morning's rain, I assume you would have hurried your duties?
I must just be slow, monsieur. My mother always said I, moved like the snail. Maybe I was just happy to be out of the house.
So, Madame is not always in a great mood. So Florette has to run a bunch of errands out of the house, but also has been tasked with extra duties and is worried about, like, that as a result of those extra duties that she's going to be under Madame's, like, you know, in Madame's radar, so to speak, more than usual. So she dawdled whilst running the errands because she was trying to avoid coming back home. But then when she got home, all the shit hit the fan. I struggle to believe you would risk catching a cold in such conditions for a little fresh air. Perhaps you were overcome by the volume of the tasks at hand. So either of these choices gives her the opportunity to say, no, I was trying to avoid the house. This one sounds a bit more accusatory, whereas this one sounds a bit more like I'm prodding her for more information. So I'm going to go with the second one.
I had a lot to do. I lost track of time. I wanted to prove to Madame I'm not the useless waif she thinks I am.
Okay, so she wasn't dawdling on purpose. She was trying to be fastidious with her duties. Can I talk like a normal person ever? She was trying to be, like, she was trying to dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
New mind map unlocked. Yahoo! Now that I've finally met young Florette, I should work to ascertain her innocence or guilt. Guys, I thought this prologue was going to be like zip, zip, zap, zoop. Now, some of it is me, like, stopping to chat a bit. But, like, some of it is that it's not zip, zap, zoop, zap. Okay. So we know Florette has been crying. We could hear her through the door. She's the one who got breakfast sorted out. She was dawdling. She says she's innocent. Okay. We can talk to Angeline to get some more information. I will assume her blunt demeanor has come from what has happened today. She appears all a fluster and yet still acts in a cordial and respectful manner. Florette does not appear to be just the deceptive type, but looks can be deceiving. True enough. We don't want to be on her wrong side. So the lounge, I believe this room is used by family and guests. Perhaps we shall find something useful in here. So we should search the lounge. Okay, cool. Can we search the lounge now? Yes, there's a letter here on the table. I do not always agree with the telephone companies and their charges, but ignoring the bills will not make them disappear. Oh! Finally, we can make the connection between the phone and money. Dear Madame, despite our best efforts to contact you regarding your account. So here's the thing. I assumed the phone was not operational due to money without any evidence. Poirot never assumes things without evidence. The little gray cells, you guys, the little gray cells. Okay. Dear Madame, despite our best efforts to contact you regarding your account, we have not received any response from the previous correspondence. With that in mind, you are being served a formal notice of 30 days from today. of 30 days from today to make a full payment on the outstanding balance, or we will be forced to revoke your service. If you would like to discuss the matter or have any further questions, please contact us immediately. Regards, Mr. Beaumont, Bell Telephone Company. Okay. Immediately, I would like to make a connection between the phone, final demand, phone out of service.
Magnifique.
I am not surprised the telephone does not work. One cannot just ignore financial responsibilities. All right, so financial responsibilities have been ignored. Fabulous, 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 fabulous. Okay, let's look at more stuff. This couch looks so comfy, by the way. This chair, not so much. I feel like this is the kind of chair where the arms are too high, so your like shoulders start hurting, but the back is too low, so you can't lean back in it, and everything about this chair feels uncomfortable to me. But actually, if you were a little kid, this is the perfect chair to curl up in. So, you know, it's like, it all depends, right? Because if you're small, curling up in this chair would be so cozy. The poker stand. Oh, I didn't even notice if there was a fireplace tools stand up in the bedroom. Perfect chair for a cat. Yes. Except this look like, listen, I feel like this chair is made out of velvet. So, you know, you would be every single day, you'd have to be defurring that thing. Like, perfect for the cat. Pain in the ass for me as the owner. I have a velvet. Let me show you this. This is a velvety footstool that I have that Franklin sleeps on. And this is just to show you how lazy I am. Gross, huh? Oh, yeah. So, okay, wait. I put it way too close. Here. Look at it now. So, that's like covered in cat fur because I've been lazy and haven't wiped it off in a while. But Franklin loves it. So it's right here beside my desk and he sits on it all the time. Yes, you're right. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, if I had a maid, she would wipe it down once a day. But I don't have a maid, and I love Franklin sitting on it. It's basically the only time I ever think, oh, I should wipe that off. Franklin is sleeping on it. And then I'm like, well, I'm not going to wipe it off now. Or like just now, right? Like, obviously, I'm not going to be like, you guys, I'm going to pause stream so I can wipe the fur off of that thing. Anyway, the point is this. This thing would be covered in fur. And you know they would have a white Persian with long, fine hair that would be all over this. If you sat in it, you'd look like you were covered in. Anyway. Okay. But this is okay. Does anyone else feel like this rug being off center to this sofa is like, also, if The Sims has taught me anything, this rug is too close to this fireplace. Anyway, we were going to look at the poker stand next, and I was just going to comment that the poker stand, we saw the fireplace poker was upstairs in the bedroom, and it was used to like do whatever to the window, right? And I just assumed it was like from her bedroom set, but I don't think her bedroom even had a set. And this one here is obviously missing the fireplace poker. So let's take a look. A poker stand without a fire poker is rather useless in my opinion. Where could it be? Yes, where could it be? A stray fire poker shouldn't be too hard to find. Come, my little gray cells. Let us get to the bottom of this mystery. Okay, that feels like an indication that I should... Oops. That I should pop on over here and make a connection. Let's see. Okay, it's not on this page. Is it on this page? Lounge. Yeah, oh man, it's not. Okay, hang on. It's hard to tell where the sections are going to be. Abandoned poker. Poker stand. Poker stand. Poker stand. Poker stand. Poker stand. You can't read. You can't read. Can't read my poker stand. That's bad. It's bad. That's just bad. Nobody clip that.
I would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
It seems Angeline may have been the last one to use this. Okay. The poker was moved. Okay. Let's go back into the lounge. Oh, there's a note on this stool here. To receive such a note of devotion and love must be a delight. Signed from Luc. To whom is his love, I wonder. Okay. Does anyone remember? Hang on, let me read first. Je suis Luc. Hang on. Je suis Luc. No. My love, it is an obligation that has taken me away from you. But it is my heart that will keep us together. My aunt is in much better health. Rest and some company has done her wonders. I hope to return to you and my duties at the house in a matter of days. Until then, keep well and know that you are always in my thoughts. Now and forever, Luc. Y'all, if I have to read one other thing by Luc, my throat's gonna be toast. Okay. I am going to run an ad because it's been an hour and I want to prevent pre-rolls. And I also have to run into my bedroom real quick and check something that I was working on. So enjoy watching Poirot looking at this note on the table, and I will be right back. Je suis de retour. Okay. Playing this game is bringing my my francophonie out. I wouldn't say that I'm like francophone, but I'm definitely bilingual. And I did spend my formative years in Quebec in French immersion schooling. And I was only in French immersion and not full French because my mom wanted me to have like at least 1 or 2 English classes a day. In case I wanted to go to university in my mother tongue, which is English. Anyway, but yeah, this game is making me want to parler en français, so that's fun. So we read the note. It's a love note from Luke, and if we recall from earlier, oh geez, wrong button. Sorry, I am a wrong button pusher, so if that bugs you, you're in the wrong place, buddy. The note from Luke is reminding me that we saw a... Hang on. I think the note from Luke can be connected to... In the garden, there's a... a bench carving right here. A declaration of love has been carved into the bench. L loves E. Please keep it. Oh, no, don't worry. I'm not going to switch to French. No. I'm just saying that like I'm throwing in French turns of phrase simply because yeah, no worries there. So the bench carving, yeah, I wouldn't pretend to be an English streamer and then suddenly be speaking in French. I do have the English tag. I promise not to switch to French. Okay, but so this says L loves E, and we already have met someone named Elizabeth, and now we found a love note from someone named Luke, so I'm wondering if they are the L and E in question. I'm just not sure where on this is the place to be able to connect those things. So okay, bench carving. We've got bench carving here. Love note is not here. All right, rats. We cannot connect that yet. But at least we found it. Okay. Anything else in here that we can... I'm zooming out. A collection slip. A slip for collecting a garment from Goosens and Company tailors in town. Dated today. Customer E. Paget. Please bring this receipt with you when you come to collect your garments. The requested alterations of 1 mended sleeve, torn shoulder, 1 replace button, middle breast, 1 inline tear, right breast pocket, will be completed by end of day Monday and available for collection on Tuesday. Goosens and Company, tailors and alteration specialists. Someone ripped the pocket off of an item of clothing, which resulted in a tear in the shoulder and sleeve area and a missing button, as well as the right pocket being ripped off. I wonder what our article of clothing that was. Oh, there's a wine bottle here we can investigate. I wonder who the wine connoisseur in the house is. A vintage like this would fetch quite a price. Okay. And did we we did not fully exhaust everything over on this side. In fact, we didn't look at this side at all. That's right. We stood on this rug and looked at the stuff around us. Then we walked here. So yeah. Okay. So here's a personalized handkerchief on the chest here. The initials EP suggest this is Elizabeth's. A nasty black soot smudge is apparent. Why would such a delicate item be used on such a stubborn stain? Good question. And then the breakfast. Oh, wait, I have to leave here before I can click anywhere else. Okay, so there's a wet parcel. And we will recall it was raining when she ran all the errands. A wrapped parcel, completely soaked through. I hope it has not ruined the contents. And finally, a selection of pastry. I could spend my morning in front of Mrs. Aubert's boulangerie taking in the smell. Boulangerie is bakery, for those of you who do not speak French. What do we got here? We've got croissant. This looks like a chocolatine or pain au chocolat. Ooh, look, these are like strawberries on like a little biscuit or cake type thing. All right. Oh wait, do we have more? Can we talk to Florette at all some more? All right, here are the people. We haven't been in here in a while. Let's look here. Angeline van den Bosch. Although she may only be young, it is obvious she has a mind of her own and is not afraid to speak it. Her life of wealth and worry for nothing has given her a sense of entitlement that I hope will not impede my investigation. We have new information about her father, the fine-looking gentleman. The way Angeline spoke of him, I have no doubt he is sorely missed. And we do think, Angeline does think it was a burglary. Someone from outside the house committed the theft. The mom is convinced it's Florette. Cassandra van den Bosch. Madame van den Bosch, the lady of the house, abrupt and snobbish, hesitant to help me in my investigation, already placing the blame on the young maidservant Florette. I can see a challenge persuading her of anything other than what she already believes. And then this was just a note telling us about the key to the door that Florette was locked behind. Cassandra is widowed. Her husband and Angeline's father, was it Viscount or Viscount? I know the S is not pronounced. Viscount Edwin van den Bosch has sadly passed away. Okay, and then Florette. Coming from a poor working class background, it is obvious that young Florette works hard to be able to provide for her mother and young brothers at home. No one told us this. What she lacks in education, I believe she more than makes up for in street smarts and enthusiasm to impress. She is the one who went out and got breakfast. And then there was a parcel that's soaking wet, which proves that she was out and about running errands in the pouring rain this morning. Okay. And then Elizabeth Paget, I guess there's nothing new here. But we can make a connection between her and Luke if we can talk to her. So let's talk to each person one more time.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job, monsieur.
She's
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
I don't know if it's just the accent, but she reminds me of Curie from Fallout 4, and now I'm wondering, like, I want to Google to see if it's the same actress, but I also don't want to be one of those fools that's like, their accent was the same, so they have to be the same person. Madame?
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Okay, that was
Merci,
useless.
madame. You have been most helpful.
Let's go outside and talk to Elizabeth, who I think we will be. It'll be more fruitful to talk to. Will you please go out the door, sir? Hello, Elizabeth. Okay. The exclamation says that there's new things to talk about. Well, I will use that as a clue next time and not waste clicks on people who don't want to talk to us. Does Madame van den Bosch have a habit of making such quick assumptions?
Madame is under a great deal of strain. It can't have been easy for her to lose her husband, raising Mademoiselle alone. She can be quick to anger.
Okay.
And this morning, it sounds as though it was such an occasion.
It's not the first time I have had to stand and watch such treatment. I hate to see it. As I said, Madame hasn't had the easiest time.
You said it was not the first time Madame van den Bosch has lost her temper with Florette.
Madame's scolding of Florette this morning was the worst I have seen her temper. I wish you could see that Florette is just trying to do her best.
Could there have been another reason for such a reaction?
Madame was not happy Florette was late. All through breakfast, Madame was watching her with a piercing eye. But she's still learning the way.
Okay.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
So, Florette was out running errands all morning. And then when from the time she got home, Madame was watching her like a hawk. When would Florette have had time to actually steal this bracelet? Also, this plant, I love it. I love this plant. This is the only criticism I would have is that the stems are just a smidge too straight, and like they could be a bit just have a little bit of like natural wonkiness to them, and then that would make it perfect. But I really love the model for this plant. I think is beautiful. Okay, let's go back inside. We're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna talk to the young mademoiselle. Yeah, because there's no exclamation point near her head. Oh my goodness gracious, I have accidentally stranded myself. Okay, let's go around this way. It's like The Sims, except the pathing is even worse. It's okay. We got it. We figured it out. I also love that they were like, listen, animating the guy walking up the stairs is going to be way too hard. Loading screen for the win. I am on your side, devs. Okay, yes. So there's an exclamation point there, so we can have a
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Would you say your maman is happy with young Florette's work?
Maman is never happy with anything these days. Also, Florette does have a habit of not doing things exactly how Maman wants them done.
And how does she react when she sees Florette not doing things the correct way?
Maman has the temperament of a kicked cat. Florette has often been on the wrong side of it.
That is how she responded today?
She was shouting at her, and when Florette would not admit she took the bracelet, Maman really lost her temper. I have not seen her that angry before.
I want to know why she's stuck on the idea that Florette stole the bracelet.
I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
We can't look at this coat. That's too bad. Okay. Can we make any new connections? The game's like, you darn well better, ma'am. Okay. One new connection here. What am I missing? What am I missing? Okay. Selling heirlooms and financial responsibilities ignored for 200, Alex?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
The family must be in a far worse position than I thought. I wonder if such desperation led to drastic actions. Okay. Cassandra is desperate for money. Can I now connect valuables are insured with desperate for money? Yes! Yes! It cannot be a coincidence that what is not being sold has been recently insured. Okay, hang on. Oh, I forgot that I was wearing an earbud. I was like, what is my hair stuck on? The earbud, dummy. Okay. These earbuds are so cool. Hang on. I just want to show them to you. I love this earbud because I can't wear an in-ear earbud because it gives me an earache. But this earbud, I hope it lets you see. It's like a cuff. So this part here goes inside of your ear. And then this part here is like the battery pack and everything. Clips around the back of your ear. So it's like clips onto your ear like that. I think they're so cool. Also, I need to get my nails done. I have an appointment. I was lazy and I didn't make an appointment and then my nails grew out like so much. And then when I went to make an appointment, they were like, yeah, she's booked solid until like next Saturday. And I was like, okay. Okay. There's more to Madame Van den Bosch's accusation of Florette than it seems. A young maid would make for the perfect scapegoat. And with such coincidental timing ensuring the bracelet, there are still questions to be asked. Thank you. I agree. Okay, so we need to talk to Cassandra now. J'accuse Cassandra. Okay, so we have completed the links on this page. See? Check mark. This page still has some links to be made, though. One link. The fallen soot and the personalized handkerchief?
Order
No.
and method.
Okay.
That is the way to solve the problem.
Okay, sorry, my bad. What could the link be on this page that we want to make? Okay, let me read each of the things again. So we have a personalized handkerchief that we found in the lounge. All right. There's the rectangular dust recess that indicates something else is missing, but at the same time, Angeline has said nothing else was taken. Okay, we've got the cleaning rag and the... What if can I connect cleaning rag to personalized handkerchief?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Perhaps the handkerchief was used to clean up what the rag did not. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so we need to talk to Elizabeth about that. Okay, yay. And then over here, there's a connection to be made. There are two connections to be made. Poisson. Y'all, now the game is just teasing me. They could have put anything to indicate a selection of pastries. Well, I guess they had to put pastries, and no matter what pastry it was, I was going to be like, drool, want pastries. Me want cookie. Okay. So, what have we got here? Cassandra became aggressive with Florette. Florette claims innocent. Cassandra has previously mistreated Florette. Can I connect these two?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
All signs are pointing to Florette being treated rather harshly by Madame. Would Madame escalate such mistreatment? Like, frame her for stealing something? Maybe. Florette is mistreated by Madame. Yeah, we know. Cassandra watched Florette after she returned. Yeah, so like, if you were watching her the whole time, how can you know? Although the package is addressed to E. Paget, there's no house address or stamp. How did this arrive? I didn't know that there was a package addressed to... I didn't know the package was addressed to Elizabeth. It's a formal suit. It's a mended male suit. A great deal of effort has been put into restoring it. Perhaps it has sentimental value. Oh, that's this collection slip.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Ooh, okay. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I wanted to make a connection over there, but I think it's not time yet. Recently purchased from the local boulangerie. Okay, so but this is... Oh, it's the reason Florette was late because she also ran an errand for Elizabeth. And so maybe that was what made her late. Okay, hang on. Florette claims innocence. Theft fits Cassandra's insurance scam. Cassandra watched Florette after she returned.
Is there something I am not seeing?
Unless they plan on eating these for every meal, there's more than enough for those in the house. The breakfast thing might be a red herring, you know, to distract me. Pastries, you know, kind of thing. Okay. The formal suit and the note from Luke, can those be connected?
I must act on thought and
Yeah. I'm sorry, Poirot. Are you highlighting anything for me? Oh, yeah. Collection slip, address label. What? Are you joking? So I tried connecting this to this and it was wrong.
What a revelation.
I guess I shouldn't say, are you joking? I was on the right track is how I should. I'm flipping my mindset. Oh, good. I was on the right track. There, that's better. It seems someone collected this by hand. Who, I wonder? I think Fleurette collected this, which is why it seemed like she was dawdling.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Elizabeth must have requested Fleurette's assistance this morning, causing her to run late. I doubt Madame was happy about this. Also, I'm going to go ahead and say that what happened is that Luke put this formal suit on and then asked Elizabeth to marry him. And that's what that plain band that we saw in that coat pocket is all about. I think. And Madame caught wind of it, and because she frowns upon relationships between staff members, she ripped the pocket off of his suit that also ripped a button and his sleeve. Like she was like, you know, or the pocket got ripped off, blah, 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 happened as a result of like her flying into a fit of rage is what I think happened here. Fleurette was running an errand for Elizabeth. Talk to Elizabeth and Fleurette. Okay, so there's one more connection I now can make. Something unlocked a new connection. And it's new since I connected these two. Fleurette was running an errand for Elizabeth.
I must act on thought and fact, not...
Okay. Oh, now that we know it was for Elizabeth, can we link the formal suit to... No, we can't. These seem way too obvious to connect.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut him off, but like, I got bored of listening. Okay, let's talk to people and see if that gives us anything else we can do. Elizabeth and... Okay, so she has nothing new to add, so let's go downstairs and talk to Elizabeth and Fleurette. Beep, 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 boop, boop, boop. Okay, I do feel like the mechanic for walking around is... Like, I wish I could drag the map and then just click on where I want to end up and have his path its way there on its own. Okay, so let's talk to Cassandra. So we can talk to Cassandra, Elizabeth, and...
Really, officer, you are
Fleurette,
wasting both your time and mine.
Oh, look, her dialogue has changed now that... Her dialogue has changed now that we have an option to talk to her. Questions with the red speech icon indicate that a dialogue challenge is available for this character. Choose the question marked with the red speech bubble to begin. Push on information regarding finances. Ooh, she already hates us. This is going to make her mad.
If you have something to ask, officer, I suggest you stop wasting my time further and just get on with it.
Okay, I think we are going to jump into our mind map to pick things to connect. I think. Oh, wait, maybe not. I have already seen and heard how hot-tempered Madame van den Bosch can be. I should approach this with some sensitivity. So I can be direct and say, pardon, I'm just considering all avenues. There's much for me to contemplate. Or I can say, my apologies, madame. I was merely thinking about what Fleurette has done to your family. Let's butter her up.
And this is how she repays me? I will not be happy until I see her sufficiently punished.
Like she's made her face like a pug. Okay, so now I can be complimentary to her and say, I'm grateful for your vigilance, but it's time for the proper authorities to decide her fate. I can be empathetic. I understand your anger. Her actions broke your trust and have affected you all. Or I can be authoritative. Her punishment should be decided according to the law, not by the lady of the house. Empathy, I think, is where we go with this one.
I am glad you have finally come to your senses and have seen her guilt.
Now I can be forward and say, I could not help noticing the art being sent to the auctioneers and the unpaid bills. Inquisitive. Since the death of your husband, have you struggled to keep the house in the position it was? Or sympathetic? It must be difficult raising Mademoiselle Angeline and running the house alone. Again, we're going to go with sympathetic for this lady.
It is challenging at times, I will admit. But I can assure you the Van den Bosch name is as strong and prevalent as it has always been. I have tried my best to provide for Angeline, although sometimes she may not see it that way.
Okay, so
she is not to know about what we have discussed. It is my burden to carry.
So that shield was because she was being guarded, and our questioning, we were able to break the shield and get her to open up. Cool beans, y'all. Cool beans. Cool beans.
You are accepting the hand you have been dealt and raising a fine young mademoiselle. That is all that can be asked of you.
And you have done nothing but bother my staff and my family. I cannot stand here any longer and listen to this second-rate officer speaking such drivel.
Madame. Okay. Wait, was that shield breaking her opening up, or? Okay. Madame van den Bosch offers me the smallest slither of emotion, showing how she cares for her daughter before she makes haste for the door. Is it out of embarrassment, or perhaps there is something she is still trying to hide? I think it is perhaps time I continue my investigation elsewhere. Congratulations! You broke down Cassandra's defenses and obtained some new evidence. In this case, it seems like you really hit a nerve with Cassandra. Yeah, perfect. So she's going to ruin my career if this doesn't go well. I am thrilled. Can we actually click here and do anything new? No, this didn't unlock or didn't enlighten me at all on this page. So we have to talk to Elizabeth and Fleurette, I think. Let's start with Elizabeth.
Certainly, officer.
Can you tell me about the package in the lounge?
The lounge? A package?
Oh, Elizabeth, tell us about Luke. Tell us about Luke. Tell us about Luke.
Oui, it is quite hard to miss.
Oh, how silly of me. I must have had my head in the clouds this morning. I'm sorry, I can't help you further. Besides
the obvious, was there anything unusual about this morning? You don't, by chance, happen to be missing an initialed handkerchief? Let's start with that one.
Why, yes, officer. I misplaced it after wiping a stain from Mademoiselle Angelieve's sleeve at breakfast. You are a great detective.
Mademoiselle Angeline's sleeve had soot on it. The thick plottins, you guys. The thick plottins.
You are not the first to say. Had she not noticed it herself, I imagine Madame would not allow even the smallest imperfection.
Oh, wait, was it Madame's sleeve or Mademoiselle's sleeve? Oh, shit,
It baffles me how she couldn't have. It was only luck that I spotted it before Madame, and a good thing I did.
Okay. So she wiped soot off Angeline's sleeve. Besides the obvious, was there anything unusual about this morning?
Besides the terrible rain? No. I woke, began my duties with Mademoiselle. I had already laid out a clean dress. I helped her into it, and prepared her for the day before getting started on tidying her room as neat as a pin.
And the bracelet was still there when you left the room for breakfast?
I am sure of it. I had it down before Mademoiselle Angeline.
Oh, really?
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Okay, so riddle me this, Batman. Mademoiselle Elizabeth was reluctant to acknowledge the parcel that caused young Florette to be so late. Could there be something behind her avoidance of the subject? If there is a reason, I must establish what it is. Okay, riddle me this, Batman. Are you ready? Wait, hang on. Note from Luke, bench carving.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
The carving acts as a subtle and private reminder for them both. Okay, cool. Elizabeth and Luke are courting. The gold band and Elizabeth and Luke are courting.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
This was kind of obvious, the Luke and Elizabeth thing. So, I'm not shocked. Perhaps the relationship is more serious than I first deduced. I wonder what Madame would say. Oh, she would hate it. She'd be so fucking mad. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 18 mature language. I have that in my tags, right? I'm not just dropping an F-bomb with no warning. Let me double check that. Yep. Okay. I just don't want to be dropping F-bombs at you guys and have be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Okay. There was a warning. Gold band formal suit.
Order and method. That is the way to solve the problem.
Okay. Oh, sorry, wait. Madame being mad about them getting engaged and the formal suit might be a connection. That's where it is.
Clearer.
Oh, they're eloping! Oh! I find the thought of such a plan cloaked in secrecy rather romantic, but their secrecy continues to perturb me. Mademoiselle Elizabeth was planning to elope with her beloved Luc, but why would she hide such a joyous occasion? I recall her saying Madame Van den Bosch does not look fondly on staff relationships, but I cannot help but think there's something else. Okay. Womp 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 womp. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's a mystery solved. Let's talk to Elizabeth. Wait, hang on. Can we link anything up here yet? Florette was running an errand for Elizabeth. We know that. Why isn't this checked off? Oh, wait. Elizabeth denied knowledge of the parcel. But she did knew about the parcel. Okay, no, we already solved that mystery. All right. We need to talk to Florette. One more time. Elizabeth's morning. According to Elizabeth, she arrived slightly earlier than Angeline for breakfast, leaving Angeline removed soot stain. It seems Angeline attempted to remove a soot stain from her hands. What could have caused this? I think she hid the bracelet in her fireplace. Fallen soot, Angeline's hand.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Oh, that was the riddle me this. Ages ago, I said riddle me this, Batman, but then I never said what the riddle me this was. Riddle me this, Batman. What if the mom was like, look, we have to sell the bracelet that your dad gave you because we are po AF and our house is falling apart around us, but we want to keep up appearances, so we need the dollarinos and we need them now. And then the daughter Angeline was like, heck no, Mom. And she hid the bracelet up in her fireplace and then claimed that a robber stole it. But then the mom was like, whoa. We can't have anyone looking into this more deeply than anything, like whatever. And so then she accused the maid of stealing it. Okay, it's like a Swiss cheese of a theory because there's holes all over the place. But like I still think it could work. She must have used the cleaning rag to reach into the chimney, keeping her hand soot free. But it got on her sleeve anyways. Angeline reached into the chimney. Inspect the chimney in Angeline's bedroom. Okay. We still have one link that needs to be made in here. Cassandra. Can I connect this to this?
Is there something I have?
Okay. Okay, there's some connection here. Oh, never mind. It's here. Cassandra watched Fleurette after she returned. Fleurette was running an errand for Elizabeth.
Magnifique.
The game's like, listen, you've made too many mistakes. Here's the answer. As she was constantly busy and under the watchful eye of Madame, Fleurette lacked an opportunity to take the bracelet. Why would Madame accuse her? Yeah, exactly. Why accuse her if you know she didn't do it? Also, and this is important, and I'm going to say it. To those of you who know about about my tendency to fly off the handle when I'm playing a game and I'm I'm trying to figure something out and I'm close but not close enough and I get really frustrated. The mechanic of this game that it's like once you've made a mistake 3 times, I'm going to tell you the answer. I'm not sure that I love that because there are people who want to keep trying until they get it right. And I feel like that's not fair to them. But for the people like me who fly off the handle in a mini rant because they're like, I'm frustrated and I don't know what to do next. It is a nice mechanic because it has helped me not get angry, right? Fleurette had no opportunity to steal. Yeah, exactly. She had no opportunity to steal it. So
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Okay, wait. Maybe it's connected to the insurance?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Oh, Poirot, come on, man. Would Madame seize the opportunity in an attempt to improve and continue to hide her financial woes? Oh, I think she definitely would do that. Fleurette was a scapegoat. Fleurette was a scapegoat, which is why she's been... No, sorry, my bad. My bad. Hang on. What 2 things on this page connect still? Is it the mistreated and the scapegoat? No.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Her incarceration appears to be the latest in a series of abuses by Madame. I have no doubt in young Fleurette's innocence. What I do doubt is the behavior of Madame Vandenbosch. If what I have heard is true, her treatment towards Fleurette is disgraceful. Objective complete. Okay, cool. Cool. So this is the only one that's not complete yet, and we have no new links because we have to talk. We have to investigate the chimney, and I think, yeah, we have to investigate the chimney. Let's head inside and do that. Go upstairs. Yes. Yes, please go upstairs. Okay. And then go in the bedroom. Okay, we need to investigate the chimney. I wonder if Mademoiselle Angeline noticed Madame's abrupt departure. She doesn't have anything new to say to us, so let's investigate the chimney, shall we? I suppose this is one such occasion when I must literally get my hands dirty. And here is the bracelet. It was carefully concealed inside a rectangular metal tin. That's where the missing tin went. Hey, Angeline, I think you stole your own bracelet, man. Okay. Where's the new information? Memento tin, bracelet. Okay. Something else is missing. The memento tin. Oh, no, we can't. Hang on. Angeline stashed her keepsake in the chimney. What do I connect with Angeline stashed her sleep? This definitely has to connect to something else.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Oops. No, I don't think she would know about... I don't think she would have thought about doing an insurance scam. No, I don't think that goes there either. Hang on a second here. This and this contradict each other.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Oh, never mind. Okay, hang on a second. It wasn't the burglary? The bracelet was a gift from her father that she didn't want to lose.
I must act on thought.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm supposed to be connecting. I would have never thought of that on my own, honestly.
What a revelation.
Oh, that's the proof she staged the burglary. Okay. To stage a burglary and let it go so far is totally unacceptable. I cannot believe I allowed Mademoiselle Angeline to deceive me for so long. hiding the bracelet inside the chimney and staging a burglary, all part of her calculated and devious plan. I should bring this investigation to an end, although enough of my time has already been wasted, but I will not be satisfied until I know why. Objective complete. Okay, so we've done this. We just have to talk to Elizabeth. We talked to Elizabeth about Angeline staging a burglary? That's weird. Why wouldn't we talk to Angeline about it? Yeah, we can't talk to her. Like, she's got nothing new to say. That's so weird. Weird. Is this a piece of paper under here? No. Or if it is, it's not one we can look at. Okay. To the main hall. Down the stairs. Okay, out the front door. Oh, I went in the wrong direction. Okay, and then we talk to Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth.
Certainly, officer.
You seemed rather excited earlier at the mention of Romeo and Juliet. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
How could I not be? I may not enjoy his other works, but how can one not be blown away by a story of two so deeply in love that they will risk everything just to be together?
Especially being able to draw similarities between Verona's star-crossed lovers to yourself and your dearest.
Yes, quite.
I hadn't told.
Mademoiselle, I am an officer of the law. It is my duty to uncover the truth.
Please, you cannot say anything to Madame. She is against staff relationships of any kind. In her eyes, a relationship between staff is nothing more than a distraction.
But he means so much more to you.
Oh, officer, I have found my soulmate.
Sorry, she's adorable.
At first, it was nothing more than pleasantries around the grounds, but that quickly changed. I know it's not proper for a young lady to pursue a gentleman, but once I knew his feelings reciprocated my own, why shouldn't I have followed my heart?
Love transcends professional and societal rules.
The mere thought of him was enough to make me blush, but I knew that Madame would never give her blessing. If we wanted to continue, we would have to do so in secret.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
The summer evenings here are just so beautiful. I often find myself walking around the grounds after my daily duties are complete. And it was one such evening that Luke was waiting for me at the gazebo. He looked ever so handsome. And the poem he had prepared, he had barely started reading and I was already a blubbering mess. Standing there beneath the warm glow of the falling sun, he asked for my hand, and I gave him my heart with no hesitation. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I've been chattering on for so long. You have much more pressing matters than to listen to me rambling aimlessly.
One should never apologize for such a charming and bewitching story of love. But you are correct. While the culprit still eludes us, my work is not yet complete.
My work is not yet complete. The love Mademoiselle Elizabeth and Luke share is obvious, and yet she remains respectful of Madame's ruling, no matter the ridiculous nature of it. I cannot see her defying her code and stealing the bracelet. The investigation continues. I'm ready to address the house. I believe it is time the truth behind the missing bracelet was revealed. Oh, right, because they always have to gather everyone in the room together and be like, I've gathered you all here to tell you who stole the bracelet.
You have found the culprit and the bracelet.
Everything will be revealed in good time. Would you be so kind as to gather everyone?
Hey, Stings! Gather everyone in the lounge.
Of course.
Okay, this is great. This was wonderful, and it was a really great way to...
Elizabeth, for gathering everyone. Will Madame Van den Bosch be joining us shortly?
Okay. This was a wonderful way to get back into the swing of things of this game. I'm going to complete out the prologue, and then I think I'm probably going to raid out. I did a very, very, very long stream yesterday, and I don't want to overdo it today because I do still want to... Guys, we're going to try to get that Nancy game done this weekend. All right? If you have been here at all before, you know that we have a very rocky relationship with Nancy Drew. We love her, but things are... We have such a rocky relationship with Nancy. We've had trials and tribulations. There's been so much, challenges and stuff. But we are determined to make it work with Nancy. We are determined to make it work. But we're gonna give that a shot this weekend and get that off our backlog. Scarlet Hand is the one that we're working on. So that's what. But in order for that to happen, I can't be exhausted, right? Like, I need to be well rested because. Do these games ever it's tech challenges and just all sorts of stuff. Anyway, okay, let's get back into this. I just wanted to give you a heads up that we were going to be ending after the prologue. But then once we finish that Nancy game, this is going to be our primary game for the next little while. Oh. And my hope is that we'll be able to do like a chapter per stream, and we don't have to stream it like every single day. Like, what we can do is we can like the weekend streams, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday streams. What we'll do is we'll do a chapter of Poirot, and then we'll do something from the backlog, and then maybe another chapter of Poirot, or backlog, Poirot, backlog. I don't know exactly how the order will go, but I'm thinking one chapter per stream seems like a good way to do this. And then, of course, we do have... Okay, anyway. I don't know why I'm interrupting the game to tell you this when I could be telling you this 10 minutes from now. I assume 10 minutes. Who knows? Maybe there's a long denouement. Also, Twitch... Whoa, sorry. Twitch wants me to run an ad, so I'm not going to. We're going to finish this, and then we're going to raid out. Okay. Enough of my long, meandering wandering. So anyway, but if you want to watch me play Nancy Drew and the Scarlet Hand, you can join me tomorrow for that. I will probably be live sometime between... listen, ideally I'd be live at 11, but let's face it, I'm often live sometime around 12:30. It takes... I sit down and I'm like, I'm ready to go, and I'm not ready to go. Merci, Mademoiselle Elizabeth, for gathering everyone. Will Madame Van den Bosch be joining us shortly?
She stormed past me not long ago, and I've not seen her return.
It's because she ran off to get my superior officer or whatever, right? Because she's like, you're a useless cop. I need a cop who's better than you. I'm out of here.
Very well. Under usual circumstances, I would wait. But I think we have spent enough time on this matter, n'est-ce pas? We shall have to proceed without her.
I love the idea that the police would show up at your house and they would be like, gather everyone you know. Bring them all to the living room. I'm going to do a big reveal.
This morning started like any other. My usual ordinary patrol. Until I was approached by Mademoiselle Elizabeth about a suspected burglary and a missing bracelet.
A crime I've been falsely blamed for.
Guys, I love Florette. I love the voice. Okay, look, I can't handle it. I gotta check if it's a voice actress we know. Okay. Hercule Poirot. The first cases, Florette, voice actor. All right, we got to see this. Oh my God, the way I type out everything in that search. Thank God Google's like, yeah, did you mean this instead? Here we go. This is not as entertaining for you as it is for me. I am sorry. Okay, hang on. My eye is a bit watery. Okay. Florette. Okay. Oh, hang on. It looks like she hasn't... It looks like this might be one of her only credits. Wow, good for you. Her name was Layla Ali, I think. I don't know why I didn't note her name as I was clicking on it.
That I shall come to. I began my investigation outside, but it was not long before I realized there were no signs of an intruder. So I turned my focus to those in the house. You. Florette, your time here at the house has not always been the easiest for you, shall we say?
I do what Madame tells me.
And to the highest standard, I presume.
Madame's standards are very high. I do my best.
Okay.
And you would at least expect fair treatment for the work, not to be spoken to in such a cruel and vicious way.
Monsieur?
I refer to how poorly Madame Van Bosch treats you. You are at her beck and call, and she does nothing but belittle you.
That is Maman you're talking about. Just wait until...
It is nothing but the truth I speak, mademoiselle.
I am not gonna be kowtowed by you guys. Listen, your mom may be important. She may be influential. She may be whatever else, powerful, but she's still mean and nasty, and I'm gonna say it like it is.
All the while, mademoiselle stands by and does not even notice such cruelty. That must have angered you.
Why are we implying that she had a reason to steal the bracelet? We know she
Perhaps
didn't.
You thought it was time they deserved some retribution.
Stop trying to put words in her mouth.
I am merely giving her a voice, one that has been silenced for so long.
Maybe I do think she deserves it. She's had the world handed to her on a plate, and the likes of me get nothing.
A motive begins to rear its head.
But
You're
we
just
know
trying
she
to get
didn't
me to
steal the
commit to
frickin'
something.
bracelet. What are we doing here?
Well, I've done nothing.
Allow me to finish. I am sure you will want to hear what follows. Let us return to this morning.
You were tasked with fetching breakfast from the town for the house. As well as fetching breakfast for the house, you took another task on, which ended up delaying you further. I'm going to say that.
I was only trying to help Lizzie.
You must have known how Madame would have reacted to your late return, especially with her prior treatment of you.
She's angry at whatever I do.
But nonetheless, you were willing to help a colleague, a friend, knowing what the repercussions could be.
Yeah, you're a nice girl.
And that show of loyalty to your friend has been the thing that proved your innocence.
Monsieur?
Because of such willingness to help, you were delayed in town. You had no viable way of taking the bracelet from Mademoiselle Angeline's room. There was simply no opportunity.
Exactly.
I told you! Maybe now Madame will believe me.
Madame sucks. Let's face it.
It is evidence not even she can ignore. Which then leads us to Mademoiselle Elisabeth. Mademoiselle Elisabeth, you have been with the Van den Bosch family for quite some time now, correct?
That is correct.
You have grown close with both ladies of the house and your fellow members of the house staff, would you say?
Of course. And I certainly hope they feel the same.
And yet there are still secrets that are kept from them. But there are still certain private matters they are not aware of.
Officer, please.
Elizabeth, what is he talking about?
I am referring to the lengths Mademoiselle Elisabeth has gone to remain in your maman's employment.
It is Madame's house. She can enforce whatever rules she chooses.
Even if they are going against the very nature and cornerstone of man, to love.
Okay, I do like that young Poirot is like very like he's very pro love, right? Like I think that's interesting about him.
I still do not understand.
Perhaps that is best for everyone.
I
It
love
is
the
neither
idea
my
that she's
place nor my
so
wants to make
self-absorbed
this
she doesn't even
situation any
notice
more
that
awkward than it needs to
her
be.
like the maid who is like her frequent companion has any kind of life outside of serving her. Anyway, I interrupted Poirot saying, perhaps that is best for everyone. It is neither my place nor my want to make this situation any more awkward than it needs to be.
Oh, thank you.
Besides, it was not that story that cleared Mademoiselle Elizabeth's name. Rather, Florette's.
Florette's? But she was not here for most of the morning.
But when she was, more precisely while preparing the table in the lounge, she noted that, against regularity, you arrived alone for breakfast, without Mademoiselle Angeline by your side.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
It means that I found myself with two suspects with potential motives. But with a lack of opportunity, I was left with only one.
Mademoiselle Angeline.
You can't believe I would hide my own bracelet.
Wait, what do you mean hide? I never told you the bracelet was hidden. Dun dun dun! It is the only explanation that remains, but perhaps Florette would be more satisfied hearing the truth from you. I think it is time for the truth to be told. This masquerade has gone on long enough. Let's say this one.
I have nothing to say.
Oh, well, then I'll say it. You would rather allow a faithful member of your staff to take the blame for your juvenile and adolescent actions. You acted out of fear. It is nothing we have not all done before. I'm surprised at your lack of compassion. I see the apple does not fall far from the tree. Ooh, accuse her of being just as bad as her mother. I'm just going to say, I'm going to say something a bit more compassionate. You acted out of fear. It's nothing we have not all done before. I mean, we've not all hidden a bracelet in our chimney, but we have all acted out of fear before.
How dare you speak to me like that? You have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, you know what? You are making it harder and harder for me to be nice to you, lady. I know that losing a father at such a young age must be horrific and terrifying. Perhaps I don't, but your mama does. She is someone you could confide in. That's good.
You can't actually believe I would hide my own jewelry.
If you didn't, explain to me how your memento tin with the bracelet inside came to be lodged inside the chimney of your bedroom fireplace.
You have no proof I put it there.
Besides you being the only one in the room alone, even after finding the bracelet, I still did not know why you had done it. Until I contemplated why Madame was selling so many heirlooms and art.
You had no right to snoop through our house in the first place.
When it is part of my investigation, I have every right, mademoiselle. The
yeah,
bills and
excuse
final
you,
notice
lady.
From the telephone company.
Maman can do what she wants with her art. That means nothing.
But when there was no more art to sell, what then? You could not risk her taking your father's bracelet and selling it.
Yeah, that was a special heirloom bracelet that your father gave you. And for good measure. Okay.
So, you staged a burglary pretending it had been taken, preventing her from selling it. Then you stood back as the innocent Florette paid the price.
Here's the thing. You did it all wrong. You should have climbed up the ladder yourself. The rungs would have broken. You'd have fallen and broken your neck. Never mind. Don't do that. But the fact is that you broke your window from the inside. Come on, girl.
She didn't think about me at all. She was going to take my bracelet and sell it off. It would have just ended up on some old wrinkly wrist.
Sorry. Yeah, that is tragic.
I didn't think Maman would blame her. I didn't think she would do anything.
But she did. And somehow that evidently didn't cross your mind. When Madame returns, you shall have it all to explain.
Maman can't know what I have done. She will be furious.
Oh, no. Your mom's going to be mad at you. Never mind then. We'll let Fleurette go to jail for a crime she didn't commit. You're right. My bad.
But Mademoiselle Fleurette will be proved innocent. And that is what is important. No crime has been committed, so I see no reason why this should continue any longer. It is time you considered the consequences of your actions. And now, you must face them head on.
This is where she says, consequences, as long as I have my bracelet.
Maman, you're home.
Of course I am. And I've brought someone that will bring some order to this chaos.
Okay. Before we move on, because we are going to be ending soon, I just want to say one thing. Angeline's dress is amazing. This is beautiful. I want this outfit. This one, elaborate, fancy, old-fashioned, constrictive. No, thank you. Major Felix Hagen. He may hold the rank of major in the British Army, but I question his authority here at all. In police matters, I am the authority. This is my investigation, and I will not have Madame dictating the results any longer.
Major, I can assure you I have this situation under control.
Look at her! Back there. She's so arrogant.
From what I have heard, you are far from it.
He's got all his medals and everything, a sash. Dude.
The missing bracelet has been found, and the guilty party has been identified.
I'm well aware that the maidservant was behind it all. And yet I see her standing as free and innocent as you and me.
So obviously you're aware of fuck all, dude. Sorry, again. Oops, my bad. This guy sucks. Like, just the look of him.
I am sure Madame Vandenbosch has informed you of her suspicions, but I'm afraid it was merely speculation.
Let's see who says something stupid next.
Excuse me?
After conducting a full investigation, the evidence and facts led me to deduce...
Let me guess that they're going to interrupt. Okay. Mademoiselle Fleurette could not have taken it, as she was in town most of this morning, including the time the bracelet was taken. Mademoiselle Angeline hid the bracelet. She had her reasons, and... I'm going to get interrupted if I say this one. Let's say this one and see what happens.
I certainly hope you are not accusing my daughter of...
I didn't mention your daughter. I said Fleurette wasn't home.
I'm sorry, Maman. He's right. Fleurette is innocent. I just wanted to show you.
Shh, girl. I will not have you guilted into taking the blame for that sticky-fingered girl.
Lady, I have not liked you from the start, and you are not doing yourself any favors here. Madame Vandenbosch refuses to acknowledge even a fraction of what has really taken place. I shall not let this continue any longer. That's right, Poirot, put your foot down. Madame Vandenbosch, perhaps it would benefit you to hear Mademoiselle Angeline's... Any guilt your daughter feels should be only from her actions today. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's let her interrupt us with her nonsense, whatever it will be.
Perhaps it would benefit you to remember you are nothing more than a simple officer of the law.
This lady.
Officer Poirot. A word.
Yeah. What word? Let me think of a word. I can't think of a word. I mean, I can think of lots of words, but I can't think of the perfect word, so let's just move on.
Madame van den Bosch was forced to make her way to inform me, alone, I might add, of the goings-on at the house today.
Major, with all due respect, she was impeding the investigation.
This may be how some officers act in the city, but here we show respect to our citizens. You are an officer of the law and should act as such.
What exactly did I do wrong?
Insubordination like this will not be tolerated.
Oh, shut up. Dude, you look at you sucked before, you suck even more now.
As the ranking officer, I have conducted my investigation and...
Ranking officer? Ha! You are an auxiliary officer. You have little authority over anyone, let alone a major. You would be wise to remember who is close friends with your commanding officer. After what I have heard of your past in the city, I'm sure he would look upon today's events as another failure at the hands of Officer Poirot.
Yeah, well, whatever. And as absurd as this has become, I must select my battles more tactfully. I can only hope the captain at the station will see things with...
Oui, Major.
Now I suggest you do your duty and escort the maidservant to the station where she can be formally charged and a sufficient punishment handed out.
Abso-fucking-lutely not!
Right away.
What the fuck? Did we fail the mission? Or is this just like the first mission was a piece of shit mission?
I'm sorry, mademoiselle. This is not the outcome I expected.
Maman was right. We'll always pay the price for the upper class's actions.
We will do everything we can to clear your name.
What can you do now? Madame said I'm guilty of a crime and I'll be punished. That's that.
A crime that was never committed. Once the truth is explained, this wrong shall be set right.
Will it, though?
Angeline did not intend for you to be arrested. Surely you know her better than that.
I should have known better than to expect anything else. Justice and fairness don't reach the likes of me.
This young lady has already faced so much mistreatment at the hands of Madame van den Bosch. I shall not allow her punishment to continue.
What you saw today was not justice. In the eyes of the law, you are innocent and have been harshly treated and wrongly accused. No one will be going to jail.
But that doesn't help my employment, does it?
No, it doesn't.
That I cannot save. But your freedom, I shall make sure of that.
I feel like an imposter dressed in police clothing. I was brought here today as a representative of the law, and any shred of authority I had was dashed at the hands of the major. That guy was a dick. I refuse to allow justice to waver and for it to become nothing more than a hand for those that wish to play it, as and when they choose. Hang on, let me reread that. I refuse to allow justice to waver and for it to become nothing more than a hand for those that wish to play it, as and when they choose. This is not the first time I have seen the law bent to fit one's purpose, but it will certainly be the last time I fail to stop it. Okay, I think maybe that was scripted to happen that way. Like, I don't think you're allowed to win the first case. Win the first case. Huh. We found out the answers. I don't know, though.
I trust this finds you well. It has been many years since our paths last crossed, and while I'm sure your recollection of the events may differ from mine, I hope that receiving this letter has not rekindled a sense of animosity toward myself or the Van der Bosch name. The impression you made is something that has stayed with me since that day. It compelled me to reconsider the spoilt young lady I would have inevitably become and helped shape me into the woman I used to be.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
You made me see the childish and selfish girl in me that did not consider the consequences of her actions or how they may affect others. Although Maman may see the events of that day differently, I believe the compassion you showed for our mate Florette, as well as the drive to uncover the truth and accept no alternative, was a testament to your character and professionalism. Although I wish it were under different circumstances, your assistance is once again required, and I hope you will consider this as my formal request for your service. This forthcoming weekend was due to be one full of joy and happiness at the announcement of my engagement to Gideon Demir, whom I love dearly, bringing together two illustrious families, but it has been shadowed by deceit, extortion, and blackmail.
Okay.
The Van der Bosch name is being held to ransom by a mysterious party, and I am afraid I do not know who I can and cannot trust. We are holding a small gathering to celebrate our exciting news with what Maman calls the dignified elite. Those that are
look.
well-respected and held
Hagen's
in
gonna
high
be
regard
there.
in both our close
This-
inner circle
this
and
douche.
society. Our private matters have always remained just that, so I fear one of those invited may be the person who is out to ruin our name, but for reasons I cannot fathom. I have enclosed a first-class rail ticket for you to join us for the announcement, and having contacted your superiors and the correct authorities to request your assistance, which they were more than happy to grant me, I shall expect your arrival with great anticipation. There shall be a carriage waiting for you at the station to bring you directly to Mnemosyne House. I thank you in advance in our time of crisis. Yours respectfully, Angeline van der Bosch.
Okay, so maybe we were supposed to fail that mission. Okay. So we're gonna end here. Will you please let me just save the game. Let me save the game. Let me save and pause. Chapter 1. Okay. The blackmail. Ooh, okay. So this is the exciting thing that we're gonna do next time. Hey, Poirot, come on, man. No. Okay, do you want to know what I think? I think a game at the end of a chapter and the beginning of another chapter should always give you an opportunity to leave it. You should have the opportunity to leave a game. There should be a clear indication that your game has saved and that you are going to be able to resume the chapter. You, like, between chapters especially. Anyway, I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm getting upset for no reason. Hey, how freaking amazingly fun was today? So fun. So amazing. I love this game. I cannot wait to keep playing more of it. It is challenging. It has mechanics built into it to make it not so it is designed in a way that does not let you get super stuck, which again, like I said, that's like, it's a double-edged sword because it's great for people like me who have a tendency to kind of fly off in a rage if they feel like they're stuck and they don't know what to do next, and you know, like that kind of a feeling. But at the same time, it also allows, like, that it's not good for the people who are like, I would like to struggle with this and find the answer on my own. Having said that, when the answer is connecting two dots and you kind of just have like you're looking at a series of nodes and you're like drawing connections to them, like trial and error, it's not like, oh, let me trial and error this until I get it, is gonna somehow feel super satisfying, because after a certain amount of wrong clicks, you're just like, okay, well then I guess I'm just brute forcing this, which I get that they were like, we don't want you to get to that feeling, so we're gonna give you a hint after it looks like it's 3 wrong answers, and then they kind of give you a hint, and I think that's probably good. Anyway, love the game, can't wait to keep playing it. I'm thinking we'll do a chapter per stream, depending on how long the chapters go. The prologue, I think it took me a really long time. Like, I feel like it took a long time. So I'm thinking 1 chapter per stream, but if they go faster, then obviously we'll do more than that. Anyway, thanks to everyone for hanging out with me today. I'm going to say goodbye to everyone over on YouTube right now. Goodbye, everyone over on YouTube. You guys are wonderful. Everybody else